Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Roll Hit Die presents our Sunday night game of the Kindred of Savannah, a Vampire the Masquerade type game. Does not fall into any canon with anything else, because Lord knows I don't think anybody else would want this to fall into canon with them. Before we get into tonight's episode to see what happens with our three undead gentlemen, middle of the screen you'll see a nice little Google map of the parts of Savannah. That's being brought to you through Roll20. It allows me to take a snippet or a screenshot of something, and I can turn around and put it on Roll20 to use as a map to give my players kind of an idea of what's going on. Or I can create a battle map using some of the products they have on the right hand side to give some immersion into what is going on with our characters. We use it pretty much for every game we run on here at Roll Hit Die, and as per usual, I do not garner any money from this. They do not pay me to sponsor them. I like to shout out the products we use because they work well with us. Also, beyond that, you'll notice there's 3 miniatures in the middle of the screen there. Those miniatures were created through Hero Forge. Now, Hero Forge lets you create your custom miniature. You can pose it, give it equipment, weaponry, outfits, anywhere from modern, western to future as well as fantasy. You can also have them painted. You can have them sent to you by purchasing them that way, or you can get the program for getting it on your own 3D printer at home. Or if you like us, you get a subscription to it, and you can turn around and make those miniatures into a digital version that you can use in your digital games, such as the one we're using here. Another thing that if you haven't had a chance to check out is GUI Cube. GUI Cube is a 5th edition world called Zyathe, created by the company and expanded upon by the community itself. So if you haven't had a chance to check them out, go to GUICube.com, see what they have. Eventually, before too long, we will be jumping back into Chapter 4, The Red Star Rising, possibly with some, I can see it with new Hanataz characters. We'll have our returning characters. I believe there'll be 3 of them, and we may have 1 or 2. Should be 4 of them, and we should have 1 or 2 new characters that come join us. Down below, if you're watching us on Twitch, you'll notice the little bio down there. It tells you what we are, what we do, different kind of games we play. But next to it, there's a link for Extra Life. If you have not had a chance to check that out, you need to click on that. It'll take you to Extra Life, where you can give money to help out the Children's Miracle Network and the children's hospitals. We leave it running year long, so when you can and when you would like to, you have the opportunity to do so. If you're also watching us on Twitch, we have a little thing down at the bottom next to the chat. It looks like a little bubble. Now, the longer you watch any of our programs, whether it be the tabletop versions or me just goofing off and playing, whatever game I plan on playing at the time, you can click those bubbles and they can be spent in our Friday night game to add continual chaos to the already consequences of chaos that Robert runs for us. As of right now, the only thing we have it set for is 5th edition games. We don't have anything set up for our Vampire the Masquerade or our organized play at this point in time. I think that's pretty much it as far as any kind of announcements are concerned, unless any of my players have anything they'd like to add to the mix.
No.
Alright, so let's see. For those who are watching, if you don't know who our players are, we will do a quick, just a quick introduction to them, and then after that, believe JT Davis, is that right?
Yeah.
Will tell you exactly what happened last week. Or let me rephrase that. He will inform you of what happened earlier in the evening, since we are still technically in the same evening that we started on last Sunday. So.
Okay.
First off, starting right below me, we have...
Hello. My name is Igor. Not really. My name is Curtis. I'm playing Igor. He is a Baruha of sorts. He has an accent from, think, New York to the Bronx area, but I am not going to attempt that because I can't. And thinking Igor, he'd be Russian. No, but yes, but no. He's a Bruja in the middle of the swamps right now.
Now, Igor, the Russian we have, his name was Does anyone remember the name of the Russian?
Rostov.
Rostov. Yes, Rostov.
Yes. Yes.
He's the only Russian so far that we have in the campaign. Go ahead. Next.
We'll skip over me and go to Jude.
I'm Jude. I am just an average, everyday person sitting at a KFC, talking to some college students, some SCAD students, going, "Wow, I wonder what's happening over in Forsyth Park."
Explosion! Phosphorus grenade!
Yes. Oh, there was another explosion.
50 raining down.
So I'm Robert, and I play Jude, who is the resident Nosferatu, and he is right now just keeping a low profile.
Alrighty then. Hello, I am Marcus Scott. Tonight I'm playing a dead man walking. Devin, JT, pick a name. I probably used it so far in this campaign. Let's see what happened was.
And so now we'll jump into the reason why he feels that he's a dead man walking.
See, back a couple days ago, we did a little task for the prince, and he tried to screw us over and kill us. I wasn't okay with that, but I wasn't pissed. I go back to my apartment. Apparently, someone knocked me out of some sorts and put a tracker in my ass. Then they blew up my damn apartment and killed Johnny. That was my pet goldfish. So that really pissed me off. So we went back to Club 51 after Jude took the tracker out of my ass. Talked with the boss. Told him I wouldn't do anything stupid until I talked to him. Jude shows up and says, "Oh, hey, by the way, the prince has your wife and kids, ex-wife and kids." So, you know, movie buff, right through his head, former Marine. He goes, "Okay." I told boss I wouldn't go do something stupid, but I need to go find some help. So he was going to leave, get his gear out of Dom's car, and go take Jude's Jeep to go down to the Anarchs and kind of set up a deal with them or join with them or something. Well, trying to find where Jude parked. Dom pulls up, says, "Hey, you got some religious nut following you. Get in the car," type deal. So we get in the car. We hear a thud on the car. Then we start driving around a bit. We radio in. Strix says we're being followed. We try to lose them. Me and Jude jump out of the car. Jude tells me, "Hey, why don't you go across that park there? And I will go this way." Thinking, okay, he's just want to split us up and, no big deal. So I go mostly through the park, which everyone is staring at me. Not really paying much attention because everything else is going on. I find this house on the other side that has some voices that sound familiar to me, like my wife and kid. And why everybody was watching me is because they apparently are the Camarilla. Or
Yes, Camarilla.
Camarilla.
There's an A on the end, not an O. It's not a cup of candy.
So I go climb up the tree, trying to look and assess things. Then I hear a voice in my head. And I get stabbed. That pisses me off even more. So the helicopter that it was tracking was just right in sight. I grab my rifle. I shoot the helicopter to have it come towards us because that helicopter is SI. I figure if I'm going down, I'm going to go out with a fight. I launch a phosphorus grenade into the park at a Camarilla dude who shot me. I lose a lot of blood. I go into frenzy, and I go charging into the prince's house.
Then why'd you do that?
Because I was hungry, and the only people that were alive were my family. But by the time I got to them, came to my senses, didn't feed on them, got them out, got them to realize who I was, which freaked them out even more, ripped the guy out of his car, fed on him, looked to them with blood pouring down my face, telling them to run, which freaked them out even more. So I'm mainly to send money for child therapy. But anyways, then I take off running while they get in the car and take off, and I had two guys chasing after me, and we ran down. While the park and the mansion's getting all lit up by the SI as all these vampires are out in the open. Oh, we also have apparently a justice car running around the streets.
So while Devin is having all this fun and this nice little family reunion with a family who thought he's been dead for the last, I don't know, 20 days. What was happening to Dominique?
Well, there's a thump on a car, and I was just driving him around. It's like, hey, we're being followed. That's great. Jude, where do we need to go? Right there. Perfect. Let him out. Jude reaches in, rips out the tracker, puts it in a bus, and off the bus goes. I drive off, and then there's a Hummer following me, so I try and lose it, and I struggle until I hit a highway, and then eventually I manage to lose the Hummer. And now I'm in the middle of the swamps.
And Judd, you're currently
sitting in a KFC on the corner of West Gwinnett and Martin Luther King Boulevard. And I got there after I dropped the tracking device off on the bus. And I've just been sitting there contemplating how badly things have gone tonight.
all right.
And my life choices.
So, with that information in mind, we will start tonight's game of the Kindred of Savannah. So, we'll start with Dominique. You're out in the swamps. What are you doing?
Yes, I am way up near. I'm not on Sharktooth Island. I'm on the one just south of that. I'm still on the Queen. I'm gonna run down this dirt road. Actually, first, thermal vision. I'm gonna play in the mud for a little bit and make sure I'm completely covered. I'm going full Predator, covered in mud. So if there's any thermal, I just look like the ground. And then I'm gonna go down that road, and there's a parking lot not too far away, or I say not too far away. It's about 1.5 miles away from where I'm at.
Are you moving quietly, stealthily, or anything along those lines?
I want to look to see if there's a helicopter or any vehicle that has come down the road behind me, because it was a one-way road, really, where I'm at.
Okay, well, you can give me a wits and awareness just to verify.
So this last one will be the hunger die. 2 successes.
Okay, you can hear the helicopter off in the distance, but it's not within range yet.
Okay.
There are other vehicles around.
Yeah,
well, I say other vehicles. All right, rephrase that. Where did you say you were again?
So I am on old TB Railroad. I am as far northwest on that as you can go. There's a little. If you look in Discord, I put a picture of the start and finish.
Yeah, saw that.
There's a little forested area right at the end, or an area full of bushes. But there is a. It's called McQueen Islands Historic Trail, and I'm at the very end of that trail. And that's where I have ditched the car and I am making my way back from. But because I'm in a swamp, I played in the mud to try and avoid any heat-seeking trackers of some sort.
Okay, let's see.
I mean, because they saw Jude, so obviously they should be able to
Oh, the old Tybee Railroad.
get tidy if that's how it's.
Yeah, because we have an island further south of there that's actually called Tybee Island. So.
Yeah, and I'm up in that corner of that railroad just south of Sharktooth Island. So across the Savannah River, I'm in that bushed, treed area right there. And thinking about it, yeah, I might actually, yeah, I'll go back down that trail looking to see if there's any of those Hummers or helicopters or anything like that going on.
Okay, interesting.
2 successes.
Oh yeah. I was just seeing if anybody might have noticed the Mudman walking down the trail.
I mean, it's the middle of the night, so I was hoping that no one would be there.
Yeah, well, there's that young couple that decided to sneak off and.
Good thing I'm not hungry.
Yeah, and the young teenage girl got startled when she saw you walking down the trail. But she doesn't recognize what you are. She just sees what looks like a walking Mudman. So, who knows? Maybe there'll be legends of the Mudman.
Yes. I was just thinking of the Mothman of Kentucky type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, that's beside. So you're making your way.
Anyway,
what direction?
I'm going down that road, down the railroad, and with them seeing that, it's like, you know what? Maybe I'll just play this off as this is just some crazy event, like they've been drugged up or something, and I'll continue on down the railroad till I'm out of sight from them.
Okay.
And there's a parking lot, McQueen's Island Trail midpoint entrance. I'd see if there's any vehicles there, or if that Hummer is around.
All right. You said.
It's just down that trail. It tees off and goes down to I-80. It's right at the curve of I-80, right next to that trail.
Yeah, I must be. I'm seeing I-80 right now.
Yeah. So between I-80 and it tees off to go to that trail, that historic trail. And I'd see if there's any cars there. If not, then the Mudman will continue down the road he'll continue southeast.
Okay. After walking for a little bit, you do notice the helicopter flying over. You suppose it's I-80?
Okay.
Not I-80, but Highway 80.
Oh yeah, Highway 80, not 80.
Yeah.
How far away is it?
Kind of hard to determine at this point in time. Far enough away that it's not like right on top of you, but close enough that you can actually see the red light on the front of it.
Yeah. There's that little wet, not really a river, but a little stream right there next to it that I will go ahead and hop in, and under the surface of the water, since I'm covered in mud, I will then start crawling my way through there that way.
Okay. And your cell phone is with you?
Cell phone is in the car. I left that there. I
Okay.
smashed it and left it there because of anything that could be traceable. Actually, no, I probably wouldn't have left it there. I would have probably crushed the cell phone and tossed it in the Savannah River right there.
Okay.
So
I was
right
just
next
making
to it.
sure that you've done something with it.
No, it's not on.
All right. So as you're just below the surface, you can see.
Slowly, it's there.
Yeah, you see the helicopter come flying by and does a little sweeping motion with the light. I don't know exactly how far you are from the highway, but you're certain that it's on the highway. And it seems like he's keeping pace with another vehicle, maybe something on land. So you can assume that the Hummer is up there on the highway as well.
Okay.
Judd.
That kind of ruins things, but
What you doing? Judd. Jude? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was looking at things, just trying to plan. I'm going to leave the KFC and go get my car.
All right. As you're
And,
walking,
hmm?
actually, the helicopter is still. So that's my bad. The helicopter's still back in town.
Yeah, I was wondering if there was a second helicopter, if they dispatched a second one.
No, no, they only have the one. Small
I
town.
mean, I have flush of life of I'm trying to keep a low profile, so it's more like, wow, I wonder what's going on. Trying to look. Oh, wow, I wonder what's going on over there, and let's get to the car fast to get out of this area.
Okay. Like I said, as you're walking up the side of the park, you notice the helicopter is pretty much hovering.
Oh, I'm nowhere near the park. Remember, my car is parked about 2.5 blocks from 51, so I'm not getting close to the park.
All right, but you still notice the helicopter hovering in the air.
Perfect.
So my bad. I keep forgetting that somebody shot at the helicopter, which turned it around.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. So no, you don't see the helicopter flying
Okay.
above you. Dom,
Gotcha.
you're fine.
Yeah, if I saw that Hummer, though, I would have just hide.
Um,
Not a person.
I will say that you did see it, and they had a little spotlight on, like a police spotlight, but it's
Yep.
red as well. So you make your way back to your vehicle.
And I'm going to take 16 and get off on Chatham Parkway and
Before
then go around Chatham Center.
before you get too far away from where you're at, I need you to give me a wits and awareness.
With
I mean, you have no problem making to where you're going. I just want to see if you notice anything else on the way there.
Okay. Oh, bits. That's it. Sorry. Brain is a little off. I got absolutely nothing, and so I'm not going to spend resources on this one.
Okay.
So I do not notice whatever it is.
Yep, you make your way back to the parking garage that your Jeep's in, and you're able to get in your Jeep, go wherever you need to go.
Okay. I am going to just double check my car just to make sure that there's nothing I see planted on.
No roll needed. It's
Okay.
obviously nothing to mess with.
Okay. Then I'm getting in the car and I'm going to head over toward I-16, which is not hard. And basically, I'm going over to where the FBI office is.
Okay.
And do you have the address for that?
I do. I just have to.
Okay, no. I was going to post it. Okay. Did it show up for y'all?
I got it. Yeah.
Okay. Strangely, it didn't show up for me.
That's right.
But, if you notice, it's on Chatham Center South.
Mm-hmm.
If you go up Chatham Center up toward the interstate again, there's this little side off-road that goes to what looks to be a utility shed. And I was going to park my car behind it, disabling any cameras that might need to be disabled.
The utility shed. You talking about over at Teresa's, the Remax Center, or the Total
No.
Quality Logistics, or are you talking about further down?
If you see where the FBI office is, there's that forest there. I mean, there's supposedly a Freemason thing, but there's no building there. But there's a forest, and then as you come up, as you come across that curve, when we're now paralleling I-16, there's this small, two small sets of bushes with what look to be utility equipment in there. It's before you get to Chatham Center Drive, and before you get to Chatham Center. Do you want me to?
Talk about on
I know
Chatham
it's-
Parkway.
No, in Chatham Center.
That's what I thought. I don't see one on Chatham Center, but I'll take your word for
Okay,
it.
wait, here. What I will do is unfortunately, I can throw it into Discord.
Or are you referring past? Okay, never mind. I see what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's past the FBI office.
And just as you get parallel to 16, it's like a little square thing with bushes all around it.
That's it.
Okay.
So I'm going to make sure there are no cameras, and then I'm going to pull in behind there, and then I'm going through the forests over to the FBI center, and I'm wanting to first see what their activity is.
Okay.
And I am going to go invisible, and if I need to, take one of the Capri Suns out of my car, but I don't need it. I will pack 2 Capri Suns just in case.
Okay. So easy enough.
And,
You make your way through the woods to the back of the FBI center there.
Yeah. And I'm grabbing a couple things that I've been purchasing and throwing, or stealing actually, and putting in the car. So, Igor has inspired me to be prepared. So.
Seems like it might be a good idea.
Yeah. I'm looking at the back. I'm going to come in through the back. But I'm first wanting to see what it's like out back. I still have flush of life going, so I still have warmth to me.
Yeah.
But
it seems to be very active. You see a lot of, by the time you get there, you see a lot of agents running out the back door, hopping into their SUVs and peeling away.
Okay. Once that has gone on, I am going to take the wire cutters, and I think it's a chain link fence back here. That's what it looks like. I'm going to open up a small hole, and I am then going to make my way to the back doors of the FBI.
Okay.
And I am going to be stealthy, but I'm going to try to break in so I can see if I can find Zeke.
Let's go ahead and put you back here. Okay, can you see anything? Yes,
I can now. Is this the... Yes. So, yes. I'm coming over and I'm going to try to break in, and... because they probably came through a door.
Yeah, if I remember correctly. I'm trying to remember exactly where I said the door was. Yeah, this is an odd thing. I'll just say the door was right here from last time.
Okay. Then I will come up to that area.
Yep,
Very
and
stealthy.
you go up to a solid steel door with a keypad.
Oh, this is technology. I wonder if it's like hot wire in the car. So I will attempt to break in.
Alright, give me...
Larceny dexterity?
Sure. Or technology, intelligence, whatever one's higher.
It's the larceny.
Okay.
I think a 6 out of 2 is probably good. So.
Yeah, I think it'll work.
6 of 2.
Yeah, I think it'll work.
Okay. And I will slip in, and I have with me, some spray paint is needed to get rid of cameras, but, I'm hoping I'm not going to have to worry about that. I'd like to keep my presence here hidden.
Okay, well, as per outside, you come on in here.
Okay.
I don't know who that is.
I think that's Angel.
I'll get rid of it.
I remember them saying that they had pulled that blank body out from back here. Don't remember 100%, but I'm going to slowly and stealthily try to make my way back there.
Alright. So, if you're heading this way, you come to a door that's open here, and it shows a stairwell going down and up.
I'll go down.
Alright. I don't have blueprints for the down, so we'll just use our...
Okay. Let's not worry about it then.
No. I mean, you need to go down.
Oh,
I just don't have blueprints to show you what it looks like down there.
Okay.
As you head down, it looks like there's, like this is an old police station turned FBI headquarters. It's got, cells, like holding cells. But towards the end of it, there's a closed solitary confinement type door. It's got the little slide hole and it's all steel doors.
Okay.
And that's the only door you can't see what's behind it at the moment.
And then I'm going to try to pick that lock too.
Alright. Go ahead and give me another one of those arson
Well,
dexterity.
first of all, I'm going to look. Are there any alarm systems on this door that are obvious?
No, you don't see any obvious ones.
Okay, then I am going to try to break through this. And that's another 6.
Alright, so yep, no problem. You are able to click it open, and inside you see a single chair with a very badly damaged Zeke strapped to it. I mean, you can see the spot where the stake was at on his chest. You can see where he's been torched with an actual flamethrower type torch.
Mm-hmm.
He also has weird burns on his chest in the shape of a very exquisite crucifix.
Mm-hmm.
There's a video camera set up in the corner aimed at him, and he's got a spotlight aimed at him, and of course there's a table with all sorts of torture type implements, anywhere from knives to the flamethrower to you can see the crucifixes sitting there on the table. There's even silver some silver spikes for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
But he is currently in torpor.
Okay, I'm going to go and turn the camera away. And this is one of the reasons I brought the blood bags. I am feeding him after I turn the camera away, I'm going to feed him one of the blood bags as I cut any bonds on him. After I've cut any bonds on him.
Alright.
And I'm going to hold him, and after he drinks, I'm just going to start talking to him. Don't talk. Calm. Don't talk. Can you turn invisible?
And shakes his head.
Okay, I'm going to try to get you out of here
Give me a
another
second.
way.
We said Zeke was a Malkavian, did we not?
Yep, correct. Obfuscate is one of their abilities too.
No, I mean, bad GM. All these other characters I've put together for you guys, and I've not put Zeke together on a character sheet yet.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Let's see.
Let's see. I will lead you out. Okay? So follow. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try to keep out of the eye of any camera. And if there is a camera, it's going to get, glitter spray paint.
Okay. He does have the ability to do so.
Okay. Well, if he can obfuscate himself, jump on my back, obfuscate yourself. Here's another blood bag just in case.
Yeah, he's going to... What is that? Arouse? There it is.
And I hand him, I'm giving him another blood bag to keep him up.
Okay, yeah, because his hunger has gone up. His hunger is actually probably a little higher than that at this point in time, based on everything that's happened to him. But he does flicker, and then finally go invisible. I guess is the best way to put it. He is very weak.
Huh?
He's very weak, and yeah, he's on your back.
Okay, and then I'm trying to hightail it out of here.
All right.
Again, though, being stealthy the whole time.
Right.
My hightailing is making sure nobody sees me.
Yep. As you're making your way back down the hallway, you get this weird feeling. I don't think you've ever been around anybody that
I've been around people that have true faith.
You have?
Yeah, Sister Mary Margaret.
Okay.
Is that her name?
Mm-hmm. Something like that.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you're definitely feeling the strong true faith coming down the stairs.
Okay.
And you see a tall, gaunt fellow in priest garb, holding a rosary in one hand and a cross in the other as he's walking down the stairs.
Okay. Closing this solitary door after we are out, before he gets down there. Assuming this is kind of over here is the same type of hallway. Are any of the jail cells open?
They are not open. They're empty, but they're not open.
Okay. I get over as far as I can, and I'm still going to just stealth, but I am trying to... The second he comes down, I'm going to wait to see where he goes, and Zeke and I are then going to just be motionless, because I am silent, completely silent. So I'm hoping that that helps, and that he just walks past me.
All right. Let me bring him up.
Because I would really rather hate killing him.
All right.
Not going out for a specific thing to rip parts out of people for any reason.
Exactly.
Let's see. No, that's not what I wanted.
Do you need me to roll myself to set a DC or anything?
You can. Was trying to. All right, there we go. Was it 3 successes? All right.
Yes.
Yeah, I have 5 successes.
Good. So you're fine. He does not seem to notice you as he makes his way to the solitary confinement door.
Okay. Since I have Silence of Death, I will start moving and trying to get up the stairs.
All right. This is not going to work. I'll bring that back out and bring this back out. Sorry, I'm trying to give him his abilities, and I can't do it when it's off camera, so. All right. Zeke is taken care of. So he walks down towards the other door as you're making your way up. You can hear him pull out the keys and turn the lock. And what are you doing?
I'm still moving. And once I get up onto the stairs, I'm silent as death.
Yep.
So I'm going to just keep moving.
All right, so you're right here.
Actually move faster.
All right, so you're right about.
Doesn't stop my silence.
You're right about there when you hear a angered scream from downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start hearing a klaxon alarm going off as apparently he hit some sort of alarm.
Okay. And I'm going to continue going. Trying to get back to that door.
All right. Let's see. Give me dexterity athletics. And before you do.
Okay.
I'm going to set. What was that? Only. No. Alright, it's set.
That's a 5. If I need a little bit more, I
No,
will
no.
go.
You seem to be fine.
Okay.
You're 2 points higher than the DC I set. You make it back to the door. And you push open the door just as you hear what sounds like something engage on the door. As you let go of the door, or slowly close it, because I'm sure you're not going to let it just slam shut.
Right.
As soon as it gets close to being shut, it pulls against you, as if the door was magnetically sealed.
Gotcha.
You're-
Getting Zeke
Yep.
the heck out.
You're outside, and you have Zeke. And of course, you caused the hornet's nest inside to get the buzzing. So let me put you back to the map, or just back to a general. Right here.
And I'm
Why not?
getting
We'll use
into
this
the
one.
car, and then we are going to casually drive away. As I hand him one more blood bag.
And you're visible now, right?
Once I get into the car, I will be visible, and instead of going back in front of the FBI,
You're gonna take the
I
way.
am taking Chatham Center south and going up all the way to Telfair, and then from Telfair up to Louisville Road, and then back down Louisville Road until I can get to where is? I'm actually not going to my place. I'm going to the locker storage that I got. That's close to where
Okay.
the old ammo spot is. The ammo depot. I can't remember what it's called now, but there was a local one real close to that I had bought an indoor or rented an indoor storage room, and so I'm taking these
All I think is you opening one of the tiny little lockers. Stay, shove, close.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna stay with him tonight just to make sure he's okay.
Okay. Devin. Angel. Whatever.
JT.
Edward.
What are you doing?
You with the face, you're muted.
Is he?
Yeah.
He was just getting ready to talk, it looked like.
No, I was responding to all the names you were saying. Sorry. Where we were at Forsyth Park, right? That is what it blew up.
The house near it, yes.
All right. Is it north, south, east, west? So I know which direction I'm running. It's on Drayton, right?
Well, that's just the park. That ain't gonna do no good. So we'll come back to here.
Or Whitaker?
Hold on. So you're down here. Let me expand it further. I got a better idea. Nope, you're there. I was gonna say maybe I move you guys over here, but you should be here. You were right here,
Okay.
and this is the road that you went down.
Okay.
Right here is the road you were going down.
So Hall Street.
I'm sure that's what
Okay.
it's called. Give me a
Yeah.
second, and I will verify it.
Get the map up. All right.
So yes, you're heading down. You were heading down East Hall Street when you snatched some dude out of his car, drank him pretty much almost dry, threw your wife and kid in it, and told them to leave the city forever.
Yes.
Something along those lines. So that is the direction you're heading.
Yeah. I will hightail it. gonna sort of make my way down like Abernathy Street, going through some back alleys till I get to where is it? Ollie's the church block there, because there's rumors of the underground tunnels in Savannah. There might be an entrance there.
All right.
Or if not, I'll find a manhole I can jump down and.
I just shared you a picture of Zeke. Judd's okay. Judd's not here.
Oh, geez, he's not normal looking at all.
Actually, I am here. I was just munching.
Obfuscated.
Okay. Yeah, he's just hiding like usual.
So I make my way down to like East 31st Street and East Anderson. Those churches over there.
Okay.
There's rumors of, the underground tunnels in Savannah that are rumored to exist. There's rumors that there's an entrance there. So I will go search for that. If I can't find that, I will find a manhole to go crawl into.
Give me investigation intelligence.
Yeah. I was just doing an intelligence roll. Yay. One success.
You're certain there should be something around here, but you don't find it. You just find the manhole cover.
Alright, I'll go diving down the manhole cover and go. Once I'm down there, pick whichever direction I think looks like it may be heading towards the river, and just start running down that way.
Which river?
I don't have my,
It's kind of
compass.
surrounded. You're going north, west, or south.
Well, I don't know if manholes are going east to west, north south, east west, or northwest, north south, north south. That's
What's this?
the direction.
What's the secret tunnel supposed to be about?
There's rumors of hidden catacombs under Savannah.
Oh, not like underground railroads.
Well, some say that tunnels are
Well,
there.
the Underground Railroad wasn't actually a railroad, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still hidden tunnel.
Yeah.
There are some old Shanghai tunnels.
Yeah.
Oh, like back in the 20s?
Yeah, 1800s.
Oh,
Yes.
beyond.
Yeah, no, not Prohibition tunnels.
That's what I was thinking.
No.
Robert,
Pirate tunnels. And
if you look over to the right-hand side, probably the top of the screen, I say right-hand side, underneath where your character sheet's at,
Yep.
you should see a picture at the top.
Inquisitor.
Mm-hmm. That is what the guy looked like.
Hey.
But,
Yeehaw.
I just imagine Jude looking at that and in his mind, yeah. It's like, is this guy look like he's from Texas or something?
So, what direction do you think you're heading in these sewage tunnels?
well, do they go, while I'm down there, do they feel like they're going north, south, east, west,
Yeah.
northwest, southeast?
Well, I mean, looks like it's running along the length of the road that you're currently on, so we'll say east-west.
Alright. Then I would go. I would start heading easterly direction.
Okay.
And just kind of follow the tunnels, get far away from everything. If I find a hiding hole that might suffice as a place to hunker down, I will do that. If not, I will continue going until I find the river.
You find a halfway decent place, but it seems to be occupied.
Bye.
Gator.
Oh.
Pretty good sized one too.
Yeah. Alright. I'll continue on down.
Bypassing the gator.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't feel like fighting a gator. I ain't that strong.
You say so.
Make a great ghoul.
I was gonna say, could you use your words against the gator? You're awful persuasive.
I don't think it understands the words that are coming out of my mouth.
No one understands the words that are coming out of your mouth.
Are you saying you have zero in animal kin like me?
Yeah. So yeah, I will keep on going. To find some hidey hole or grate I can drown in or something. Just, yeah.
Okay. Dom.
So if it's patrolling Highway 80, once it goes past me and it's out of sight, I'm going to turn around and go back the way I came on the old historic trail, and I am just going to book it with fleetness going at supernatural speeds down this old historic trail until I see those people, if they're still there. Mudman's come to get them, you know, type of thing, try and scare them away.
Yeah, she screams, runs off naked. He screams, runs off naked the other direction.
I mean, so, you know, that happens. They chose a poor place to be, and basically what I'm going to do from there is, if you look at a map, you can tell where that old historic trail used to go across those rivers, or the creeks, or whatever you want to call them. Because there's the Eba Island Cut. You can tell where the river used to go across those. And I'm going to go through a couple of those rivers, and I'm going to end up in that forested area near Old Fort Jackson. And I'm going to try and eventually make my way down to the Waffle House on East President Street. You know, I am cutting through the woods, trying to be careful, keeping an eye out, you know.
Okay, well, you make it to the Waffle House without a problem. You're no longer muddy because you went swimming through the river.
Yeah, so I'm going to try and larceny a car.
Alright, go for it. Give me a roll.
Oh, good. Larceny. I'm actually not terrible at these.
I hope
just
not.
have absolutely no...
You're not terrible?
That's what I get. Can I brute force this thing to fucking work?
I mean, you bust the window open, so you're not quiet about it. There's no key.
Mm-hmm.
You've broken the steering column.
Yeah.
And you're fumbling with wires, and you're trying to figure out which one to, you know, apparently your fingers are numb or something. I don't know what the reason is. But you did.
I haven't done this in a long time.
Yep, and you're having an issue trying to remember which color goes to which cable, you know, to get it cranked. That's when the spotlight is shined in the window of the vehicle.
Is it the red spotlight?
Nope, it's a white one.
Gotcha.
But, you know, you do see little red lights behind it. Well, I think they're red and blue. Excuse me. Is there any reason you're breaking into somebody's vehicle there, sir? Actually, it's more like step away from the vehicle and put your hands on your head.
So yeah, he listens, he cooperates, and then immediately, at normal speed, humanoid speed, he runs off north into the woods. And then once he's in the woods, he's fucking gone.
Okay.
He's just gonna go into the river at this point. He's gonna go to the Savannah River.
You hear behind you, halt. And then some mumbling on a radio, and that's it.
Yeah, he's at this point at that Waffle House. He's just making his way through the woods to go into the river to swim upstream into downtown.
All right.
He's given up. He's like, you know what?
Fuck it.
I was trying. Just.
All right, Judd.
Hand over fist, real sad.
You make your way back towards your lockup, your storage, whatever.
Mm-hmm. And then before I destroy this cell phone, I am going to text Strix and just say, do you have a way of moving a deceased relative to another state? And yes, it's me in code.
Right, and I'm about to send you. And that is exactly how you receive it. Caps and all.
Take it she's not too happy with us.
I could have rolled worse, but really a 2-3-3-2-2 on a larceny.
So you respond with, I took advantage of the chaos. JT, whatever his name just caused, letting him get out of sight is bad.
Yeah.
Her response?
And then, oh shoot, it didn't go.
Yeah.
I see Marcus going, but you're not there. JT doesn't have a phone.
Igor doesn't have a phone.
And your final response is,
Yeah. And crack, crack, crack. Destroy. You know, I know that Igor and I had exchanged a couple of phone numbers. I doubt the one he was currently using is still there, so I'm going down the next one on the list.
Marcus is steadily typing something.
Yeah.
So if you send a message to that one, you get no response.
Okay, then I go
But
to the next
you know,
one.
I would probably only carry one at a time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you try calling, the person you're trying to reach is out of service.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, message went through, but no response ever. But you always, like, I only had one phone.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't, you know, maybe it wasn't, no, it was JT's fault. That's my story, I'll stick to.
Hey now, I have embraced the stereotype. Let me roll my little.
You have a herd. You've seduced how many people?
I have divine purity. Thank you very much.
Oh shit.
You know, there is absolutely no way I can figure out where he might be, so I am going to leave Zeke, tell him, do not move.
I can't do it anyway, man.
Good.
You'll notice his left arm doesn't work at all.
I'll grab you some more blood bags, Stephen.
And they didn't even ask any questions.
You know, they're sadistic pricks. But I'll be back. And I'm going to go drive down to Igor's boat.
Okay.
And leave him a message. You know.
Yeah, doors are locked.
Yep.
But they're simple doors. You've seen them.
Yeah,
Igor
as you're
can
doing this, you're like, I don't even know why he bothers to lock these things.
It's a deterrent. It's not going to stop anybody. That's how those locks are. They're from the 30s.
Well, you know, that's pretty much the case with locks. They're only to stop the honest people.
Mm-hmm.
And since I've spent time with him, I kind of know where his areas are. So I will leave him a note where he would find it. That just says, oh, hold on. How would I write this?
Oh, I don't know.
Looking for you. Contact pal at next number. And then I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna stop off on a hospital further away and see if I can grab some more blood and then get back to.
Just give me another one of those larceny checks.
Okay. Ooh, wow. Only 3 out of that.
Yeah, it's almost like you're getting a little tired of doing all these larceny things tonight.
Yeah. Does it need to be higher?
I'll let you decide that.
I will go on and make it a little bit higher. Or try to. Yep, so that's a 5. And,
Easy enough to get in there and get you a couple bags.
Yep. And get back to Zeke and hand them over to him.
He drinks a few of them before he passes out.
Okay. And I will keep watch on him until it gets to be dawn, and then I have to go to sleep.
Before he completely passes out for the day, he does ask if the prince sent you to get him out of there.
No. Did it on my own.
And he looked like he's about to say something more after that, and that's when he passes out.
Gotcha.
It was the V team.
Alright, so it leaves Igor still out and about.
Downtown, I would find a cab and then have them take me within a few blocks of my home, which is all the way across town.
The cabbie keeps asking, he does ask you questions about, you know, and have you had a rough night?
I have money. Take me home.
Yeah, no problem. I'm on with, but there's a little small
Take
talk,
me
man.
home.
I mean, you're kind of making my seat all wet there.
Take me home.
Alright, your dime.
And yeah, if I have him take me within several blocks of my home, I tip him extra, of course, for the soggy seat. And if he didn't talk, you know, after I said, you know, rough night, if he's just kind of shut up, he gets even more.
Yeah,
You know,
well,
just
he doesn't
a
talk.
quiet ride.
Yeah, he doesn't talk to you anymore after you tell him just to get you where you're going. It's not. It's like he's dealt with assholes before.
He gets a $200 tip. You know, he shut up. I didn't want to talk. He got a $200 tip.
Well, yeah. He says thank you. Hope your night goes better, and then drives away.
I would like to. Never mind. I wouldn't believe him anyway. Into my house I go. I don't check for anything at that point. I would wits awareness the place to see if anybody followed me, but
Go ahead and give me that.
Hey, that's
3 successes.
3. Yeah, 1 on the hunger die, a 9 on the hunger die, so 3.
All right, good. So it doesn't seem that anybody has followed you. Um, no, you wouldn't have noticed that either. As you enter, you do notice a note laid out for you.
I'd read the note real quick.
It just said,
Contact on next number.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
I'd assume I might recognize the writing.
well, you've seen
hopefully,
Judd. You've seen Judd write stuff before.
Yep.
Because he's always
Quickly-
leaving written messages for Elijah.
Yep. Just make sure to burn that and sleep.
Okay, so you guys find you a place to sleep for the day. So,
I misclicked that. Resolve or composure, whichever's higher, is how much willpower you get back.
Yep.
And that's why I accidentally resisted frenzy. But since the first one was that, I roused without much issue.
Okay.
next.
Oh.
JT's getting a little hungrier again.
Mm-hmm. That gator may look good. How'd you say you get willpower back?
Resolve or composure, whichever is higher, that's how many you get back.
Oh, so you don't have to roll.
No,
No.
it's whichever is higher, you get that number back.
Okay.
I was looking to see about sessions and retrieving them, and it's if you're on a cliffhanger, you keep what you had.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Was that considered a cliffhanger?
I wonder. I shoot a SI helicopter. I'm in a car chase. I'm having KFC.
So, yep, you guys rouse from your rest. Zeke still seems to be out.
I have a feeling he's going to be, so I'm not concerned with him yet. If all else fails, I'll leave him a note and when I leave.
You certain he can read?
I'm hoping. I'll draw pictures too. I'll draw some stick figures.
All right, so you guys have roused. What are you doing?
I'm staying here until I hear. Days of that. I'm gonna wait for an hour to see if I hear from Igor. It also lets me take a look at Zeke to see if there's anything I might be able to.
I am peeking out the little slide curtains, watching for people, cleaning my suit that I had, and getting a different setup made. But yeah, for the most part, he is inside until about 1 o'clock. But at about 12:30, all Jude, your phone goes off and you just get a period. Just the little dot. You just get that sent to you. That's all you get.
No problem.
And yeah, at that point, what would have happened is he would have gone outside, gone a few blocks into into the town district near where he lives, sent that, and then made his way back home. He is not sending that from his house, but he is sending, you get a message of just something.
And you said you were going to do that at midnight?
12:30 in the morning.
12:30 in the morning. Okay.
He is not getting out right early in the morning at all.
Early in the
He
evening.
is in his house, cleaning up his suit, cleaning up himself, checking himself for, this, that, the other, and watching the city to see how hectic it is. Looking for helicopters, looking for vehicles roaming in his area that he can see. That's why he was out walking.
So I would have gotten that message before this next evening. So, what I would do is um, leave a message for Ezekiel. Guys, Zeke.
The evening we rouse, about at 12:30, you get that message. Like, Zeke's in the locker, we rouse, we all sleep during the day,
Yeah.
and then, like, we say we raise at 9, at 12:30 you finally get a message.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at
Then-
12:30 you finally, it's like well into the night
Okay.
that you get anything from him.
Then I'm going to change a little bit since it's past that hour. After that hour, I leave a message for Zeke, and I make my way to 51
All right.
and go in through the back.
When you get there, to go in through the back, you'll notice a dark cargo van parked in the alleyway right next to the back door.
Go in.
All right. First thing you notice is there's still bouncers at the door upstairs, but you notice other humans coming and going from the office carrying stuff out to the van.
Okay. I'm gonna first. Well, no, I'll go first. See if I can see Kristoff.
All right. Well, Christoph is in his usual position.
Just wanted to check in on you. I haven't heard from Igor yet. Have no idea where JT is.
Do tell me exactly what the hell happened last night.
Well, you saw me give my keys to JT, but he didn't know where my car was. We saw him and Igor just realized he was being followed by a fake hunter and decided to pick him up. They tagged our car, and we started being followed. We were close to Forsyth Park, and I said, yeah, we need to separate. Told JT, go across the park. I'm going to go this way. I grabbed the bug out of the car, and I told Igor to just hightail it out of there, put the tracker on a bus, and then something happened at Forsyth Park.
Yes, so I heard.
And I used that distraction to go get Zeke out of the SI's headquarters.
Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I don't know exactly how bad that news would be for you, but were you and Elijah close?
Well, I mean, he was my sire, so about as close as that.
Well, I regret to inform you, it seems that he did not make it from the park last night. As a matter of fact, several of the kindred that were in the park last night for whatever reason, and there were several, did not return. Something about a helicopter being shot at that had, an SI unit in it that turned back, dropped a few gunmen off in the park, and proceeded to shoot kindred from the air. Last reports I heard, Elijah was one of the ones. MIA was the proper phrase, since no bodies were recovered, living or dead. So.
Gotcha. I see that you're leaving.
Well, making arrangements, yes. I mean, it is a little more dangerous in Savannah these days than it was when I came here.
Yep.
I think it's time for a business trip. Visit some of my other, what's the word? Yes, holdings.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out where to go from here. I think Igor is too. I have no idea where JT is. I have left a message for Igor to get in touch with me when he can.
As you're talking to him, he walks over to the side
Mm-hmm.
and grabs what looks like a large bastard sword off the wall mount.
Mm-hmm.
Walks back to the window, puts the point of it on the ground, and rests his hand on top of the hilt. You might want to make yourself a tad bit scarce as far as appearances are concerned at the moment.
Oh, yes.
I wouldn't leave yet, but please, obfuscate if you can.
Doing it right now. Sorry, forgot to do this.
Alright, so moments after you vanish,
Mm-hmm.
you see the door fly open in, and the bouncer that was standing in the doorway fly through the door and lands on the ground in the office unconscious.
Okay.
As a redhead dressed in full black leathers comes walking in carrying a what looks like a katana sword in reverse grip.
Okay.
Can I help you, miss? Stop with the games. I know what you are. Now, you know who I am, and you know what my job is. Are you responsible for what's going on here in this city? No, I am not. And my feelings are hurt that you would even suggest that. Well, yes, I would not expect a former Justicar to cause this much of an issue, but I had to come and ask for myself. Well, darling, I left that world long ago when I left the Camarilla, and I have no intentions of returning. So why did you so rudely enter my office? Like I said, I'm here to find out what's going on. I've called some of the kindred so far, and when I found out you were in town, I needed to make it a point. What, you wishing to try to call me? You and I both know that is impossible. I have not the training nor the abilities to take you down. Just here's a friendly warning. If I am unable to complete my job, of course my master will show up and he will do it himself. I care not for that either. Just leave mine alone and we are leaving. Finish your calling, whatever you need to do. And almost without even breathing, she moves across the room towards him and brings the sword down into about neck-high swing. And you didn't see him move either as he brought the bastard sword up just a little bit to block the swing as it came up, as if he wasn't paying her much attention at all. Thought you weren't going to attempt this. Can't blame a girl for trying. She sheathes the weapon and starts walking back out. After a few moments of him staring out the window with the sword still in hand, she's left. You're free to come back out.
Come back out. Well, that explains a lot.
Yes, I was planning on keeping that more to myself than... But apparently that
You'll
was
never
not
tell
in the
each other
plans.
first. I will never tell anyone else.
Yeah, Anya and I definitely crossed swords before. And wasn't expecting her to show up here so quickly.
Well, after last night, I mean, I still have no idea what actually happened last night. Well, except for what I did.
Definitely seems to be a real, what's the word they use these days? Clusterfuck?
Yes. Well, tonight, though, my goal is to try to find Igor, see if he's okay. And then look for... see if JT is anywhere about.
Well, Vincent's out currently doing an assessment of the situation to find out exactly what has happened from last night, including today, since they don't sleep during the day like the rest of us do. There's no telling what kind of damage the SI could have done. Oops, wrong one. Here we go. Okay, looks like I missed two want to become famous people, so let me take care of that right quick.
But all you have to do is give them money for fake viewers.
Yes, there is that. Unfortunately.
You as a decoy was a complete happenstance. I wasn't thinking of it at all.
So, do you plan on hanging out at Kristoff's for a moment?
Yeah, I'll hang out there because I'll talk to Strix too.
Alright. And I'll go over what's going on with that when we get back to you. JT, Devin, whatever, what are you doing as you rouse yourself in the depths of the sewer?
Gonna see if there's any rats running through to feed on.
This area seems to be pretty rat-free.
Make my way back to the gator. Kind of looking at him.
Yeah, you look at him and you can tell why it's rat-free.
Yeah. Is he sleeping?
No.
Is he eyes open?
His eyes look to be open.
Strength brawl, man. Strength brawl.
I have
Welcome to
no
my
strength.
world.
I have no strength. But I did have Dex to kind of like swap onto its back and close its mouth. You don't have very strict keep opening the mouth, just smack and closing it.
Okay.
All right.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a Dex to see if you can get on his back before it snaps at you.
He survived the SI just to die by alligator. In the sewers.
So, no, you are unable to jump on its back and...
Yeah. Okay.
So let's see if I can actually find something for...
Why do I have one? That should have been 3.
What should have been 3?
You only have one non-hunger die.
Yeah, I forget. I'm hungry. Like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. Sorry.
Because you're hungry, mother. Alright. I'm trying to... Yep, it won't give me one of those. It gives me all sorts of other creatures, but not one of those. Alright, give me just a second. I'll be right back.
past. I've just threatened to smite you because you've tagged me several times in a row.
Alright, sorry about that. I'm back. But, what was that you were saying about your attack on the gator?
I was seeing if my cat's grace could win the hand, but apparently not. That's only with balancing on shit.
Well, I mean, it could be useful to help you hang on, but as you jump on its back, it does snap,
Roll.
roll,
Oh.
and try to bite you. And we're going to use this one. So, why in the hell is it? Oh, that's you. What? It didn't roll mine? Yeah, roll mine. Oh,
Yeah.
geez Louise, you're in trouble. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 successes.
To my 4.
Yeah.
What are you wearing right now? Were you wearing your flak vest still or anything? Anyway.
Yeah, I would have going into all that. But he's like biting my arm. I don't think a flak vest would.
A flak vest is a +4 though, but I was just curious.
Okay, so you have a 4 to my 9, I guess.
Yeah.
I have 3 10s, so that counting as 2 only works if there's 2 of them. It doesn't go up to 3, does it? That'd be 4, right?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8 successes.
There's 8 there.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. And you have a
4
success on the defense. So you can take 4. Words are slipping my mind.
Aggravated.
No, not aggravated. The other one. Superficial.
Super.
Because it's not a. It's a creature, but it's not a. I mean, it's just a bite from an animal. I mean, I can't see where that'd be aggravated to a vampire. But you are now currently in a roll with this gator. So what would you like to do?
Pull out my K-bar and stab it in the eye, I guess.
Well, give me a melee and strength.
I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna make it pay.
Is that a hunger die or?
That's a hunger die. So your melee strength is only a 1?
Yeah, I have no melee. I have 1 strength.
Alright, well I'm not even going to roll the defense for that. So he's going to try to bite you again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So why don't you give me either an athletics, dexterity, or whatever for defense.
It doesn't matter. I have no physical skills anymore.
And you just had a bestial failure, so your hunger goes up 1.
Yep.
I think you should run.
He's got a hold of me, doesn't he?
He's just biting you. He's
Oh.
not got a hold of you right now.
Okay.
I haven't grappled you. I've just bit at you because you stabbed at me. Alright. Well, it's your turn. What are you doing?
I will linger and kiss him and run away. No, just run away, I guess.
Okay, so why don't you give me an athletics dexterity?
Wow.
Alright. He nips at you as you run, successfully enough to bite you, but cause no damage. And I'm going to say you were able to get away from him.
Okay. All right.
You got to try to get you a nice little meal for the morning and end up getting hungrier.
Yeah. And almost dead.
I'm gonna get something to eat. I am the meal. Fuck.
Yeah. I'm going to lick my wounds, run back to my little hidey hole, cover myself up with the smut and gunk and crap that's in the sewer. And
The what? The gunk and crap that's in the sewer?
Smut's what he
Yeah.
said.
The smut?
Whatever.
Okay.
and then I'm going to go sleep for 4 days.
Angel is dead. We don't know where he's at. He's gone. And we all leave.
All right, so you just go back to your little hidey hole and stay hidden.
Yeah. One more bite and I've been dead.
That was superficial wounds, though.
I think he took a lot of aggravated damage, and once you have aggravated, superficial turns aggravated
It's
really
aggravated.
quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you didn't heal any while you were sleeping?
He
I
should
healed
have
one.
superficial.
One.
Oh, okay.
A full day of downtime is an aggravated. One morning or one wake up is a superficial amount to
Copy
yours.
that. You're pretty banged up right now and fighting with an alligator that had a better physical fitness than you did. Was not a good idea.
They say I was almost dead last night. And I slept, still hurting, got bit, and almost died again.
Okay, noted. So, you aroused in your boat. You read the note. What are you doing? Dominique.
Mm-hmm. So, like I said, early in the morning or early in the evening, I am being super sketchy, peeking out the windows, peeking out the curtains, looking for helicopters, looking for suspicious vehicles, and at about 12, I head out into the middle of a residential area, texted Jude the dot, just the little period, the dot, and then I head back home and I'm back cleaning stuff, getting ready, not sure if I'm going to leave, not sure what's going on, if everything's going down, if he has to, abandon this area completely. Unless something happens, he's not leaving his boat tonight. But Jude at 12:30 gets a dot on his phone from a number that he recognizes.
All right, so we'll just go to that. As you're sitting there in Christoph's company, after seeing the nice little communication between him and somebody he called, what do you call her?
Anna?
Anya? Anya?
Anya, I thought.
Yeah.
I will text back. Pick up? Question.
Pick up question mark.
If I don't get a reply, I'll say you. M. Pick up you question mark.
Shots? Question mark.
Clear writing.
Shot. Anyway, yeah, you get a message saying shots, no question mark, and he will be in just think workout clothes, tank top, shorts, tennis shoes. He will catch a ride down from downtown all the way up into the downtown area. He is normal human, but he is thirsty. And yeah, he'll go into the club, but he'll
Okay.
get a cab from his area all the way uptown,
So
middle
I will
of
tell Chris
uptown somewhere or downtown, whatever you want to call it. He's gonna walk there, but he's gonna get a ride into the area.
All right, you going through the
Eeyore's
front door or back door?
okay? Eeyore's okay. He's coming in.
He's gonna go in through the front door.
All right.
He's gonna walk up like it's his night off. He's just here to have a good time.
Okay, Jordan's the only one at the door.
Everything going all right?
Yeah, just apparently, what's his name? Ruskay, whatever his last name is, had something else he had to do tonight. It's just me. It's fine. It's an easy night. It's middle of the week.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you feeling all right? You still look a little banged up.
I mean, yeah, I'm a little banged up, but nothing. A few days rest it and take care of. I'm good. How about you? You're looking pretty rough.
Me?
Yeah, I mean, look at you. I've never seen you dress like that.
Oh, laundry night, and I got busy, and it's all I had on hand. Everything else is being washed right now.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't have any other clothes to wear right now. They're all dirty and torn up.
He goes back to, checking people as they come in. It's not that busy of a night, but there's no line or nothing he has to wait on.
Oh, well, he's got to make a living. He's getting paid, but with what just happened, he might not have a job here shortly, so I palm him 100 as I, walk by, thanking him for letting me in, nothing big. He's got to make a living, too. Look around in the club.
I doubt there's a lot of people in the club tonight.
There's not very many. You only got Zoe working. Michelle's not working tonight. One of the other new waitresses is still working. And
I am a normal person, like always. I'll go up to the bar, get a drink, and I head up to the boss's office.
when you get up to the boss's office, you notice there's no bouncer at the door. And the door looks like it's been kicked in.
I have made a grave mistake. I should not have come here.
I mean, the door is shut, but you can see where it looks like something got thrown into it and knocked open.
Potions. I am hungry. Kick in the door.
I mean, the door's already open. You didn't have to kick the thing again.
Okay, you're not dead. Okay.
Oh, no.
I was wondering why it was kicked in.
It'll take more than the Archon to kill me.
The who?
The Archon.
The who?
The redhead you were talking about earlier?
Okay.
I'll let Judd fill you in. And you see him standing at... He's got a sword with a point in the floor with his hand resting on it.
Okay.
She came by for a visit.
Oh, you're not dead either. Good.
Oh, no, I'm fine. I was able to also get Zeke out.
Was that a good idea?
He's a friend.
I know it. You know, he didn't ever really do anything wrong. He was just a little crazy.
Yeah. He didn't deserve the treatment they were giving him. So.
I'm glad you got him out. Where's he at? Kind of old, underground.
He's safe. Yeah, he's underground.
Okay. I mean, have you heard from? Thumb over the shoulder. There's no one there. Just like as a general, the other guy.
Yeah, he who shall not be named.
Dead?
No idea.
Alive? Still undead? Undead, dead?
No idea.
So, this town's gotten a bit complicated with everything going on with this land.
Yeah.
And you're quite certain you heard a, you think, come from Christoph.
mean, I try sometimes. It's not my strong suit, so I don't do it often.
Well, it's obvious someone doesn't.
I mean, you've seen what I'm good at, and that's not one of them at all.
Yeah.
You know, there was a reason you had me working the front door and not your accountant, or else this place probably got shut down.
So you're both informing me that you have no idea where your third compatriot is at right now.
No idea.
So how about this? Walk up next to him, minding the bastard sword, with my phone, and all I do is I pull up the image of, the maps on the phone, and so this is what happened from my point of view. And from here on, I'm just pointing and saying very, So I went from here, picked up JT here, went here, let him out. Here's when it up. I saw people here. Recap the whole thing that I saw. And that phone's gone. That car's there. I don't know if anybody saw me, but I saw them patrolling over there. But and I'll look back. If he got Zeke out, I think. Situation's gotten really hot now.
Pretty much everyone at the FBI headquarters scrambled. And I saw them scramble. About the only guy left was this really scary priest. And I'll describe him.
And with that, I will go ahead and share this. That's the description you get.
So are you planning to stay here with as hot as things have gotten, or are you gonna head out?
Are you asking me or are you asking Judd?
Well, I'm asking you initially.
Oh no, I have other holdings that I can go and attend to. As you've pointed out, Savannah has gotten a little chaotic for my taste.
Yeah.
The north sounds like a good time of year.
Yes. So, to recap, and he hits a spot on his laptop and turns it towards you, and you can see a news report, like a web report or whatever, and it shows a very fancy mansion that Judd recognizes as being the Prince's house.
Yeah.
You can see all the Fed vehicles out front. You can see the police cars up there. You can see that part of the house seems to have, busted out windows and glass. The report states terrorist plot foiled, insinuating that terrorists lived in that house and were doing something that required the feds to jump in and to clear them out.
So whose side of the line does that fall on? Ours or theirs?
I'm sorry, what do you mean by that? Would you care to elaborate?
Is that the local, normal people's word, or is that the word of Zeke's people?
Seeing as how those federal vehicles are there, more than likely that is the word of the SI.
Gotcha.
They don't want norms, the kin knowing that the kindred exist. No more than we want the entire world to know. So yes, more than likely that would be their own propaganda.
Yeah, they had a Hummer with a large rifle, machine gun on top of it, chasing me for a hot minute there. It's my fault. I couldn't get away, but I did. Had trouble. But
at least you were able to get away. Some were not so fortunate. as I was telling Judd before you got here, his sire Elijah and several others were supposedly MIA after, and he points at the computer screen, after that little raid there.
Yay, nay-ish? Woo? No? Yes? No? Good, bad?
Well, I mean, it's kind of sad. I mean, I've known him for a long time. So, there's probably no word about the friends.
I mean, I could care less one way or another about him. I just kind of didn't want to, go on a car chase last night and, play tag with high explosives and helicopters and machine guns.
Oh no, I had no intention of like walking into the SI office and freeing Z, but things happened.
Well, I'm sure you would have never done that, right?
Well, actually, I probably never would have.
How is
Exactly.
how is Zeke anyway?
Bad off. One of his arms is not moving. He has a lot of crossburns and other things. A lot of fire.
But you do have him someplace safe now.
Yes.
So are you going, if you're going to leave town, are you going very far north, or are you just kind of east or west?
Well, I have holdings all over, so I've not quite decided yet exactly what direction I'll be heading.
I mean, personally, I was doing some looking today, and there's this tiny little middle of nowhere island in the middle of the Great Lakes that looks like it could be a great place to live. It's just not very populated.
Yes. What island was that?
I think it was called Beaver Island. It's kind of, I think it's on Michigan Lake. It's not a huge population, but, it's got a ferry that goes to and from the city nearest by. But
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
yeah. I mean, there's an airport there, and up that far north, it's darker more often than it's, bright. So.
Yeah, the only issue is I believe that island belongs to a pack.
That's not great.
Yes.
Is there a way to make a deal with them just to live there?
No, not really. That's why I was surprised that she was able to make it out of the swamps dealing with the pack that was there. They tend to not like us very much. I mean, they call us leeches after all. Of course, we call them flea bags, but either way.
I mean, is it really by choice one way or another per side?
I can't recall when the feud started between the Kindred and the Lycans. But it's
So
always
you're
been
saying
there.
Even further north might be a better idea.
No, I'm not
Well-
saying anything of the sort. Saying that I have other holdings in other places that I can go to. Where you gentlemen plan to go, I mean, that is entirely up to you. You are more than welcome to travel. As far as I'm concerned, you are part of my courtier, I suppose, just like Strix and... the fuck is his goddamn name?
Victor.
Victor, and then,
Vincent.
and then,
Rustov.
yeah. Well, I am Christoph. What are you talking about?
Rustov, not Christoph.
Rustov, yes, Rustov. There it is. Rustov.
Well,
And there's others, of course, like you remember Sparkles.
Yeah, wherever she ran off to.
Let's see, this time of year... Actually, what time of year is it?
It's not quite midsummer, but summer's really kicking off, so there's a lot of conventions, from what I experienced being around her for that long. I mean, anywhere in the country, really, it seems.
well, I'm thinking that I should go out and do what Vincent's doing and kind of do some recon and maybe see if I can find out if anything happened to JT, or well, what happened.
Probably right now she is currently, I'd say, maybe Vegas.
Ooh, that would be a place to be. Vegas. Sin City.
Or she
Although
could
desert.
be in Chicago for the Midwest Anime Convention. It's kind of hard to tell with her. She's always traveling around trying to win one cosplay competition after another. But those are the...
I would offer you my help, Judd, but I'm
Yeah,
not
I
very
think
sneaky, and
I think I can do this better.
I tend to stick out just a little,
But yeah, I'll check back in, see if anyone has plans on where to go. But yeah, I'm gonna go off and do a little recon.
Noted to the message I received. Takes you a while, and you get turned around a few times, but you're finally able to get somewhat close to where you're wanting to head to, okay?
Okay.
Alright, so let's see. Once again, you're more than welcome to stay here as well. The establishment will still be here, still be running. I just will not be here to run it personally or to oversee it. Carla will now have complete control of what happens here. Unless, of course, one of you, unless of course you would like to stay here yourselves and run the business, but as I said, it seems a little difficult for our kind to be here in Savannah currently.
Yeah.
For some of us, it might be easier to stick around and not, stick out too much. For some of us that, have other means of finding food, it might be a little difficult. But
I'd really like to know what happened to the, friend, Devin.
we could go looking, but do you know anywhere to start, Jude?
Well, Forsyth Park is crawling with people, but I can still get around the sides of it to see if I can see anything.
And who's to know if they have any, what are they called? Where they stop anybody and everybody to check if they've been drinking for the night, and who's to say if it's not just the outside looking for our kind,
Oh, exactly.
And otherwise, I'd feel safe driving, but even with this, I'm not a huge fan of, testing waters there.
No. But if JT's anywhere, he's probably close to there. I don't know any. He's not an urban survivalist, so I'm not sure where he might go beyond that.
Maybe.
Typically,
where were you guys staying? Where were you guys staying?
over by the armory, that old armory.
The only places I can see being safe, and they're not even safe in my opinion, the armory, and even less so, the old crypt where you used to stay with Grandpa.
Yeah.
I mean, those are close enough to being safe, but besides that, he has no idea where I live, so.
Right. And so I was going to go and check a couple places out just to see.
I mean, are you planning on staying around here for the foreseeable future, or are you planning on finding
No
somewhere
idea,
new?
but that's probably going to be something tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Alright. I've been looking, and it's a long ways, but there's plenty of ways to stop along the way.
Yeah.
I was looking up in, like Rochester, St. Catherine's, up into New York, and I know one of them's kind of Canada, but it's close enough that they might not trick you too much.
Oh,
Buffalo,
Oh, Christoph, where are you planning on heading off to?
That, like I said a moment ago, that is still up to debate, and just about as he's talking to you, his phone rings. And what we'll do is we'll pick that back up in about 10 minutes.
All right.
So we'll take ourselves a little 10-minute break to bathrooms, take care of other things, drinks, you name it. So don't go too far, ladies and gentlemen. We will be right back. And we're back from our little break. We left off with Dominique and Judd in Kristoff's office, asking the key question, "Hey, Kristoff, where do you plan to go?" when the phone rings. Kristoff picks it up and answers it. "Yes." "Okay. Thank you. Any ideas?" "No?" "All right. I'll pass that on. Are you about done?" "Excellent. See you soon." And he hangs up the phone. That was Strix. Apparently, JT, Angel, Devon has reached out. He is apparently still somewhat alive. Our exact phrase was he was sent into the hornet's nest and the shit hit the fan, but his family is somewhat safe, but for the most part he got his ass kicked, is nearly dead again. So he said he's going to feed on animals and sleep in the sewers near the holdout, whatever that is.
Do we need to make him dead?
I don't think so. He was targeted by the prince, which there's a reason I left the Camarilla when I did.
Yeah. Is there any word out if the prince is still alive?
I'm sorry, who?
If the prince is still alive.
Oh, the prince themselves. So saying no, the artist formerly known has been dead for quite a while, at least to the public knowledge.
Did he actually die, or is he,
Well,
that's not my place to tell you.
Yeah, or I should be a little bit more specific. We know if Julius Mavilla.
I have not had a report whether or not he was there at the villa whenever it was attacked.
Gotcha.
I do know that Terran was there, but no news whether or not the prince himself was there.
Who is Terran?
That would be the prince's concubine, I suppose, is one way to put it.
Oh, so he really pissed off the prince now.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, no, I'm remembering now, Terran. Yeah.
Now, where did JT say he was holed up?
In the sewers near the holdout, is what he said.
Well, as I said, it's probably a good idea for me to go out and do some scouting work too. See what I can find.
Well, do watch yourself.
Yeah, I will. And since I have an idea about the sewers, I'll see if I can track him down.
I mean, if you're going in the sewers, I'm not too afraid of them. Themselves, Above ground, less so. Underground, not so.
Sure. Well, okay, we can do that, and
do you know where that old holdout is, though?
Well, I don't know. There are a couple places it might be, but
I mean, I'm trying to think. Maybe is he talking about Bowery in that area? Is he talking about the cemetery?
He said
really
our holdout, so whatever that may tell you.
Our holdout.
Yes. Not a holdout or the holdout, but our, as in belong to him and someone else. So if that narrows down your search field.
Well, it could be the armory close to that area.
Maybe.
See, I have no clue where you've been hiding since the Bowery incident, so I could not begin to venture a guess.
Well, then probably won't be just wandering the sewers just to find out where he is.
Is there a way you could trace where that signal came from?
It was from a radio. It was Morse code, she said.
Is that traceable?
No, not normally. It's kind of hard to trace those signals.
So he's got a holdout in the sewers?
Unless, of course, he means that he's somewhere close to Club 51 in the sewers.
I mean, I wouldn't go that way because you don't use my place as a holdout.
No.
So I would say it's safe to assume any particular holdouts that you guys have shared together. I wouldn't assume the Bowery, or as he would have said, his old home, more than likely.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, let's go first check around the armory and
Armory, cemetery, those are really the only two places I can think, which maybe Bowery, because I stayed there a couple times, but I would think the Bowery's still awful hot.
Yes, because I already transferred those who worked at the Bowery to another establishment that I own. Of course, not here in Savannah, but elsewhere.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
Actually, I sent them back to Atlanta to a holdout that I have there.
Want to flip a coin and decide then? Heads or tails?
yeah. Well, let's go first over toward the armor.
Alright.
Then we can check from other places, because I mean he could be in a couple of different places that we've stayed at recently. Couple of places we fought things.
Why would we have a holdout where we fought things?
But could be talking in some code. I don't. Or maybe he misspelled something in Morse code.
I guess holdout if you're holding out against something, but you would think you would have stayed there for a short period of time at least.
Now let's just go on over toward the armory first, because I think that sounds like a better place to find.
Alright, I'm good with that.
Do you have transportation?
Oh, perfect.
Oh yeah, I have my Jeep.
Okay. Well, like I said, please keep your eyes peeled and stay alert. And don't bring anybody back here. Don't bring anyone back here.
No.
Meaning, don't be followed.
I tried not to. I mean, I swam upriver and then went across, you know.
Okay, well, let's head out.
You driving?
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, so you guys head out?
Yeah, circuitous route back to the car.
Okay, what route do you take to go to where you're going?
Well, I'm going to again take a circuitous route, mainly to make sure I'm not being followed.
Give me a wits and awareness. Oh. Yeah, Igor, you're, for some odd reason, you're getting a little more hungrier.
Oh, I'm extremely hungry right
I am
now.
too.
I mean, I don't know if you saw how hungry I was. I'm hungry right now.
And I'm spending willpower.
On a scale of 1 to 5, I'm a 4.
Yeah, you can feel that beast just itching to take control.
I'm not. I don't think I should do anything else tonight. With my rolls, fuck you, it's a critical musical failure.
Ooh, yeah. I am not making my wits or awareness roll.
Well, no, it seems clear. You don't seem like you're being followed.
Okay. But I'm also getting hungry. Luckily, I still have a few bags. But taking a circuitous route and then going
Yeah,
over to the armory.
as you're driving, the only thing you really notice is how every time you drive past somebody, Dom is like literally drooling.
Yeah, it's like when we were walking there, going around a circuitous route. It's like there's a guy in the corner that looks like he could be a drug dealer, and I just kind of stop and stare at him. And then we finally get to the car, and I'm just dead-eyed watching every person.
Back in the back, there are some Capri Suns.
I'll take 2.
They're in a small cooler, and they're 7 bags.
I'll take 2.
Yeah, it's just like open it and then just gone.
Yeah, and pass me 2 up here too.
Yeah,
Might as well go on in.
I'm at 2 hunger, so I'm down from 4, which is very well. But I will, yeah.
Oh, you don't want to play with the beast. It's fun.
No, because I don't want to die. Not when the
And
SI is out in full force.
We'll get over to the armory.
It doesn't take much to get back over there.
Okay.
I mean, you do notice, periodically, the police patrols and Fed vehicles seem to be up tonight more than usual, but you have no issue getting over there.
Jude, if you ever are around any homeless, could you possibly spread the word of a mudman monster out near McQueen Island?
Sure.
Perfect.
No reason to ask. There must be a reason. But yeah, sure.
Just think of it like the Mothman. It's
Sure. I have no idea what a Mothman is, but so get over to the armory.
All right, well, you're there, no problem.
We'll first check inside and around.
Well, inside and around, did anything get moved while he was gone?
You'll see that all my stuff has been packed up and it's no longer there.
Okay. He said he was in a sewer, so let's go check the sewers. And the place, the parking lot behind the place, I'm sure has an access port to the sewers. So we'll use that parking lot to get into the sewers.
Okay.
I am blending in with the shadows.
Yeah. And my eyes are completely black, so I can see
Yes,
in
exactly.
blackness. Here,
I
hand you a glow stick.
Oh, perfect, excellent.
I followed your lead. I've been, picking up a lot of stuff that, might be useful.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to make myself a little more, sturdy, strong. But I think that might be really useful, being able to, look beyond.
Okay, so why don't you guys give me a wits and awareness as you're searching the sewers to find him.
Okay.
Pardon me.
Warriors,
Come out and play.
Oh, fuck.
God.
Warrior.
Okay, guys, is that your final answer?
I'm gonna
Mashing
try
and chewing.
spend one more.
2 successes. No bestial failure. Let's just ignore that. Let's pretend that doesn't exist.
Okay. That's 3 successes for me.
Okay, so yeah, you guys are stumbling around, and just as Igor is about to step on what looks like a trip line, you both notice it. Granted, Judd sees it first, and Judd also sees what the trip line's connected to. It looks like a waist high, about a chest high stake trap. It's got stakes sticking out of it, about that far apart, about that long, about chest high to hit. But you're able to notice it before you trip it.
Gotcha. I'm at this point just going to call out JT.
Are you close to that or no?
Probably about 20 feet or so inside the hole.
And you probably see a green glow as well coming from the other end.
The just cars come to collect.
For those who see him, he's looks like a dead body for the most part. Blood just pouring out his arms and chest and clothes. Well, no, clothes are new.
No, they're not.
I did change clothes.
You had him covered in shit.
Oh, yeah.
I threw 2 blood bags over to you.
You look awful.
You should see the other guys.
I mean, I'm trying to stay away, but you look like, hammered shit.
Oh, so I look better than I feel. Great.
Yeah. Drink those up, okay?
What got a hold of you? Those aren't
Yeah.
bullet wounds.
I got hungry and I tried to play with an alligator who apparently it's true there's alligators in the sewer.
Well, yeah.
He was a big ass alligator.
I mean, I could go,
He does have a couple holes in him, like somebody staked him but didn't stake him. And he does have slashes and cuts all over him from jumping through glass, as well as I think a shotgun round hit him.
Yeah.
A phosphorus shotgun round. So he's got a hole on one side. It looks like it was hit with shotgun pellets, but they're all like fused and burns all over him.
Wow.
And of course, there is the arm that looks like it's been half torn off by an alligator.
Yeah. Zeke looks better than you.
So you found him?
Yeah, drink those up, and let me get you out of here.
Okay. Watch out for the booby trap.
I
Yes.
mean, do you want to, take a little bit of revenge on that alligator? I mean, I could help you.
He's on the other side of town.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite literally the other side of fucking town.
Offer was there, offer's gone.
Eeyore, could you lift him up and go on and help him out?
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Man, he is covered in shit.
I am going.
Yeah, that's fine.
I am going to go and check on. I'm gonna say, just get him up to the car. Don't put him in yet. Just get him up there, and
Do you
I'm
have
gonna go check.
a
See if
hose?
huh?
Do you have a hose or something?
Well, there is some water inside there, but let me go check on something, and we might have a place we can move him.
All right, I'll give you some time before I bring him up and put him in the car.
Gotcha.
I got some clothes and stuff in my bag. Don't forget that.
Okay. I'll take the bag on them and drop it off by the car, and then I'm walking over to.
You drop the bag off by the car, and you can hear metal hitting metal.
I then go over. It's within a quarter of a mile. I go over to the storage place, and I'm going to check it out before going in to make sure there's nobody else out there.
All right, give me a look.
And I'm simply just going to be, checking him over for, any obvious wounds that aren't as obvious as being attempted to be staked, shotgun shells, but I'm not going to succeed on anything. I'm just checking.
Okay.
I mean, they're obvious to find. You can see where he was stabbed in the back with a stake, but it didn't have the right angle to hit the heart. And you see where he was stabbed in the side with a stake, but same scenario. The angle was just a tad off to hit the heart. Face, like I said, face is cut up, arms are cut up. What else happened to you?
Okay. Yep. Cool.
His vest has a couple spots that he got hit in. So you can see where it was damaged as well. Your investigation wits, you find that there's no one around, so it seems clear.
Okay. I'm going to go on and, even though I'm invisible, do the flush of help, um, just to make sure I can hopefully bypass some of their SI stuff. I'm going to go in and check on Zeke.
Okay, he is still unconscious.
You know, I didn't do this before. I doubt they have it, but I'm going to check him over for trackers.
All right, let's give me another one of those investigations.
Oh,
Whoa.
I think you did
very
good.
nice.
Huh?
So it looks like you did good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you check him over, and there's a lot of wounds. I mean, a lot of burn marks, poking, prodding, slicing, dicing, whatever, but you don't see any indication of anything's been slipped in any of the wounds like a tracker.
Yeah, I did. It was one of those things that I didn't think they did because they didn't expect to lose him.
Right.
But they weren't tagging and releasing.
You've
But-
also had, with this investigation, you actually get a better look at the wounds and stuff he's dealing with.
Mhm.
The only stake hole you see is the one that was in the heart.
Yeah.
His entire left arm looks like somebody's taken a torch to it, and even the side of his face, the fact that his eye looks like it may have healed back, but it looks like it may have exploded at one point in time.
Ugh.
You can tell by the way it's trying to knit itself back together. Let's see. Burn mark, very center of the chest, and then off to the side, like he's been hit twice with the crucifix. Hands look like they may have been shattered at one point in time, and they're still in the process of trying to heal back. And like I said, several like small cuts here and there near nerve centers, like nerve clusters in his shoulders or in the back of his neck, things like that. Things that would cause the most pain possible.
Okay, on the way back, I'm going to stop at one of the gas stations just to pick up a couple gallons of water, so Marcus can clean himself. Maybe some soap. Yeah, sure.
My composure and resolve was to not stake him, so he doesn't get an attempted at staking.
So I bring back some water and soap for him, and
I mean, he's dead weight right now anyway, so even if you staked him, it'd still be the same thing pretty much.
Yeah, it's just the thought went through his mind, like he's been in danger to us this entire time. There's stakes right there. No, it's fine, calm down.
It's up to you.
That's what that was for. He calmed down.
He composed himself.
Yeah, that was the thing. He was like, okay, I'm calm. I'm not going to do anything.
All right, so you make your way back to where they're still underground. Because you said to wait. They didn't come up yet.
Probably underground, not at the vehicle.
Okay. So when I come back up, come back over. I'll call down. Come on up. Let's get him cleaned up.
Up you go.
Yeah. There's actually probably a hose attached to one of these buildings that we can use. Clean him up.
You find a faucet nearby, but unfortunately it has no handle. It's like it's got a spot for a key. If you've ever seen what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you some water anyway. Here's some water, some soap. Clean up a little bit. Back at the armory, and then we can get going.
Why did you do what you did?
I wasn't planning on it, but someone sent me into the belly of the beast.
Did you have to, though? They would not have done anything if you would not have gone. They were there holding them as a trap to begin with.
I didn't know they were there. He said run that way, he was gonna run this way.
I told you that they had them, though, for a reason.
Right, I didn't know where the fuck they were. I was told to run that direction across the park, so I ran that direction. I didn't know that's where that damn house was.
And he didn't. To be honest with you, he didn't.
No, he didn't know.
Yeah, yeah. The best idea now is to leave town. It's way too hot here. It's like red hot.
Does Judd want to
Well,
share anything?
summertime.
Huh?
Did Judd want to share anything?
About what?
Anything he witnessed that the other two have not?
No, I told Christoph I was not going to talk about any of that.
Just checking.
I mean, Christoph told Dom about
The vi-
meeting the archive.
Yeah, the visitor.
Yeah.
But there was more.
Possibly
Yeah.
leaving, but not that he was the,
And that...
He said it was between him and them, and it's been that way.
So, now that you're cleaned up, let me get you someplace safe. And I'm going to take him back to the storage place as well.
If you want, we can blindfold him and take him to my place.
No. This is safer.
Okay.
Why are you gonna blindfold
There
me?
there is the bilge below where the motor and everything is, where it
Yeah,
gets
but
kind of flooded and watery sometimes.
this is where Zeke is recovering. So,
Okay.
yeah, I got Zeke out.
Probably best to not mention ears
Not
and everything
mention what?
technology nowadays.
That's true.
Not mention what?
And take him over, get him into the...
As they ignore your question.
Yeah, it's like, do you got a power washer by chance? I don't know. If
No, but there is a hose outside of the...
You know, there's a motel across the street.
Do you got lotion as well? I mean, it's lotion.
Lotion?
Anyway.
I don't know, fuck, I may be dying, but I ain't dead yet.
Puts lotion on it.
We'll hose you off once we get you to the warehouse, self-storage place. Then I'll get you into the...
My wife hates when I do that to her.
As you see him putting back behind you at a motel that's across the street.
Yes.
The issue with that, though, is cameras. People, in general.
And yeah, I mean, I know where the cameras are here.
Yeah, the
Okay.
biggest issue right now is eyes and ears and people seeing what's going on.
And maids. Maids are another problem with hotels.
Yes. I'm even really hesitant to try and say much with the phone I have on me. And here's the thing. I understand where the camera is coming from when they don't like technology. Because it can be traced. That's very true.
Yeah.
But it's almost at this point in time very hard to live without. And that's the other thing I can understand on the anarchs and independent side.
Mm.
It's traceable, but it's so handy.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry, I just had the urge to go, cameras. This is what I found on cameras.
And that's why it's like where with you said the old armory, it's a safe place. With my boat, it's now at a marina that does have cameras near it, and that's the one thing I don't like about it. But it should be safe enough for me and Jude, you know.
But I mean, I know where the cameras are here, and I've made it so that I can get in and out without a problem. So let's get it in.
Can we talk about this on the road?
I'm at this point. Are we driving to the?
Yeah, I mean, it's a quarter of a mile. So.
Yeah. So.
Doesn't
if
take you
were to
long,
take a
and they've already
guess,
pulled up to it.
On a scale of 1 to 5, how much would it take to learn to be able to, turn invisible at least? Like you
maybe
do.
a week or so.
I mean, on a scale like 1 to 5.
Like
How easy?
Yeah.
Well, once you tasted my blood and I start showing you how to do it, it's really simple.
Okay. I was just curious because that seems so handy, but I'm trying to, like I told you, I didn't tell Angel this. I'm trying to build up my own. I'm trying to get used to my own abilities first.
Yeah. Probably a good thing. Because, you can definitely kick the shit out of most things.
And that's the issue I find with myself is I'm feeling like I'm very, what's the word or what's the term? Specialized.
Yeah.
I'm good at one type of thing.
Yeah.
And that's the issue I feel that I'm running into.
Then why am I the one that always gets his ass kicked?
Because I don't like it. I don't enjoy getting my ass kicked, so I don't.
Well, here, let's get you in. And I put him next to Zeke.
So yeah, you're thrown in next to Zeke, and you notice Zeke's in pretty rough shape himself, half burnt, bloody, all the wounds and stuff I mentioned a moment ago, and still unconscious.
Not sure which one of you is worse off.
Would it be a good idea to get some more Capri Suns just in case?
Yeah.
But you also notice the marks of the cross burned into his chest in 2 places.
I don't know. Okay,
He had a shitty night too.
Jude.
Yeah.
Those crosses.
Yep.
Do those mean more than just a normal hot, poker?
Oh, yeah. There was, they have a priest, and, I think he had a much purer faith than other people.
So there's a difference between, the guy that runs the church and that guy that you just mentioned.
Yeah. Yeah. There are those that talk the talk and those that walk the walk.
Are they someone we should be very afraid of? Because I remember seeing that we saw that group of people walking around all tattooed up like that.
Well, yes and no. I mean, if they're running around with torches and pitchforks, yeah, you need to worry about it. But, I mean, most of the time they're true faith because they're just damn good people.
And is it because the church says that we're bad people that they do that? Even if we try not to be?
Yeah.
Just because we
much.
have to do what we do?
Yeah.
Is there any way we could talk to them and try and, let them know that, yes, there are bad people. Yes, there are bad of us. I don't want to say that I do bad, but I have in my past.
Okay.
I know that what I've done is not the best. I like to think that I've done it to people who are deserving of it.
Okay. If I took you to a KKK rally, do you think you could convince them that black people are okay?
Me, no. Angel, maybe.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Wait.
Like trying to talk
JT, maybe.
Yeah, but that's like trying to talk to these people. They're kind of single-minded on this.
If we ran into them, is it possible we could talk to them and talk it out before they decide to just, steak.
Yep.
Just could be highly.
I don't plan to be seen by them, but yeah.
It can be done, but it can be tough because not only do their faith protects them from things like that.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I'm trying to convey here is I don't, if they're innocent people, I don't want to hurt them. But if they attack me, I'm going to defend myself. But I have no reason to attack them at all if they're just, following their faith like they believe.
Mm-hmm.
But if they come after me, I have an issue with it. It's like, I only go after drug dealers and people that are preying upon other people because that's wrong. I don't go after kids. I don't go after the innocent. Yeah. And these people are following what they believe, and that's, by them and by what he believes. That is perfectly okay, but now that he's been thrust in this situation, he would like to have, attempt to talk it out with them, but he knows he's, hot garbage on a good day at talking. So if we do run into them, what's your suggestion, Jude?
Well, first I would say let's try to avoid them.
No, I mean, if, worst case scenario, we encounter them. Plain and simple.
Run.
even if that's breaking the masquerade, like, you know, I've gotten the ability recently of getting the fuck out of places like nobody's business.
Yeah. Um.
It's not humanly possible.
Yeah. Um. I would say, your worst case scenario, we can't get away from them. We can try to, but chances are it's going to end out being a really brutal fight.
Is it? And here I'm curious. Yes, if you look at the biblical side of things, if we want to go that route, you know, this whole true faith thing. What happened to those who had, you know, like if one of the people we run into, if they were turned into a kindred of ourselves, would they be still of true faith, following the same course, but you know they would still have to feed like we do, or would they happily just, you know,
Well,
no
okay.
more?
I've heard different stories about this. Elijah talked about it some when I was younger. Um, there are some, well, there's this story of vampires that kind of transcend their nature. It's this kind of mystical state called Golconda. And he talked about it and then kind of fell off the wagon of that about, well, 2 decades ago. Maybe 3. But there, he also said that there were some other groups out there that kind of had, you know, this kind of high level of faith, but you know, he didn't know a lot more than that. So it's really more rumors and legends. Um, I think most of those people would probably try to kill themselves if they got turned.
What if those who got turned weren't, let's say, strong enough to? Because you know, like, you know how suicide's a terrible thing, even in the Bible. It's like you're damned one way, damned if you're another. You know.
Yeah.
Because I do have my beliefs, plain and simple, raised the way I was. The way I am, I'm not proud of it. The way I was raised, it's just how I was raised. But I still have my beliefs. And I don't disagree with what they're doing, but I don't agree with it at the same time. How they're... Just because you are what you are means you should die. I believe it should be on a case-by-case basis, personally.
Sounds like somebody wants to have a conversation with the Inquisitor.
Not at all. I'm just asking you the hard questions because this is a terrible idea to have with an Inquisitor.
Yeah.
If we kidnap one, find one, and talk to him, perfect. If we don't, even better. If we never run into one, that's the best case scenario.
Yeah, that's the next big question. Do you think you could kidnap one?
No, but, well, physically, maybe. You know, supernaturally, I don't know. But the thing is, it's like, with the way the world is and what's happened, and what we've been through, you know, it's like 20 some odd nights of thinking about this. Things have gotten very difficult. I don't want to, you know, I'm 25-ish, who fucking knows, years old. Yeah, 25. I was turned well before I ever thought, Jude, I'm sure you may have been the same. Did you know that we were really a thing before we were a thing? Before you turned?
You know, that's kind of hard to say. I really wasn't in a state that I really had thoughts like that.
I thought everything that's going on now was just supernatural. It was like, oh, it's, you know, fiction and yada yada XYZ.
It's that TV show, you know, with the two brothers.
Yeah, exactly. And
well, you have to kind of understand. I've been able to see and talk to ghosts all my life.
And that's another thing. I do not disagree with that. That is something I have believed in. I always believed in that form of supernatural. What do you want to call it? Let's say the spirit that lingers, that one that sticks around.
You know, spiritual.
Yes. The ones that are stuck on the planet with, you know, things that have leftovers, wants that they want to achieve, you know, restless spirits.
Yeah, I say, when let me find out. I can't remember when. I first of all, I never made it to your age before I got turned. But before I got turned, I was really more interested in my next fix, not you know wondering if there were vampires. I was more trying to silence you know,
The scream from within.
well, the raids, the ghosts and all that. Um,
What about those? I mean, we've learned about our past. We've hardly talked about yours. You
well,
said you've been able to hear them all your life, or more or less.
yeah. I mean, okay, you heard me talking about my grandfather.
Oh yeah.
Great, whatever.
I thought you were kind of crazy, but I always kept an open mind.
Yeah, well, I mean, he is.
But now look at us.
Yeah.
Yeah, both are crazy.
Yeah, you're laying on the ground next to Zeke while they're doing all this conversation.
Yeah.
He was really into hoodoo, and well, let's just say he
They had Hulu in
he
his
could do
time?
magic.
He knew magic.
Yeah, and
Like-
I mean he could do it, and he could animate dead and things like that.
Vampires, werewolves,
And witches.
magic.
Yeah.
Magic's
I
a
mean-
real thing.
Yeah, and my family kind of kept up with it. But,
Sorry,
I
this
couldn't handle
strange cat's just, been rubbing against my leg.
I just couldn't handle it. So I left when I was young, and I didn't look back until I found grandfather's crypt.
Did you think it was real what they were doing, or that it was just kind of a variant of that's what they believed?
Well, I mean, when they say they curse somebody and the guy turns up dead from a heart attack 2 days later, you kind of get used to it.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
What's your last name and where are you from?
Charleston.
And
Well, it's my grandfather's last name too. It's
are you from
Montana.
Savannah though?
Oh no, I'm from Charleston. The family moved up there.
Oh, okay.
Originally, we're from Savannah.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just worried that in case any of where I'm from had upset your family, if you're all, not hoodoo voodoo. I don't want to say that and be disrespectful, but magical.
I mean, that's what Granddad.
What are you from, Salem?
Well, Salem. That can of worms.
I mean-
Let's open that shit.
I've actually never showed it to y'all, but I can actually animate the dead too.
You know what? Before we die, do you wanna?
Well, I mean, yeah, I can.
We could just go party and have a great time, and then we all get, killed again.
Yeah. Well, we're trying not to do that, but
What about your grandpa though? If you said you can kind of do that, why not?
well,
Or
he's
does
way
that
too
be?
he's
Okay.
way too dead. Well, I mean, it kind of
He's way too dead.
So like, the bodies that you've made disappear for me, could you have done something like that for them?
Well, I mean, yeah, they're just mindless husks.
Is it
They don't
possible
last
to tell
for
that
very
they're?
long.
Oh, okay.
Oh no! You kind of tell. You kind
They're
of
the
know they're zombies.
The stereotypical.
Yeah. They're good for a couple tasks.
What was that sound they make? Sorry. Old joke. Yeah, sorry, that was an old joke.
I mean, are you doing okay down there, Angel? I know I've been asking Judd a lot, but
I'm just curious why you're all talking about some D&D game or some shit. Magic, zombies, what?
no, not D&D. I've never really gotten into that myself. I was
Not sure what it
too
is.
busy. I've heard of this thing in recent decades. Time. I say decades. I'm only 25. What the fuck am I doing? Dungeons and Dragons. It's a tabletop role-playing game of sorts.
Weren't you just talking about playing a necromancer and raising dead and magic and fireballs or some shit?
Yeah, it's a family thing.
No. Like, what I've been asking him is, like, about the supernatural of sorts, and apparently his family's been capable of this such, and he's even capable of, raising recent dead, not just making them turn to, nothingness.
So Judd.
Yeah.
Judd.
Yeah.
Roll me. What were you using for like a memory check?
Memory.
Yeah, like a history type check.
Intelligence.
Probably intelligence and resolve.
It's hard to say because they don't have a history.
Yeah, they don't really have nothing like that. So
And,
give me.
None of what they have would really make sense for trying to remember.
Give me a wits and intelligence.
Okay, wits and intelligence. Okay. Oh shoot, did the wrong one. I will go on and spend a willpower.
Okay, good enough.
So that's 2.
So he's describing to you this game called D&D,
Mm-hmm.
and as he describes it, it sounds familiar. It wasn't called that, but it does sound familiar.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Everybody knows what chess is,
Yeah.
and everybody knows that warriors of the past would play chess to figure out how to move things across the battlefield, and it's supposed to build strategy. Well, some hunters took that a step further and created their own way of playing chess, which included, one or a small group of hunters facing supernatural creatures.
Okay.
And it was originally created as a hunter training type game, and apparently it's evolved since then.
Did we really just turn Dungeons and Dragons into a game by supernatural beings for hunting vampires and werewolves?
Yes, we did.
Yes. It's like, oh, okay. I have heard
Fuck
about
it,
this.
why not?
It wasn't called
I have
Dungeons
heard
and
about
Dragons, but you remember hearing a game, not a game, but a training thing, something like this.
Yeah, this is that hunter simulation thing, isn't it?
Was Gary Gygax a hunter? Is that what you're telling me, Dan? Gary Gygax was a hunter?
Gary Gygax was the top of his game, hunter.
I hate it so much and I love it.
You're welcome, Wizard of the Coast.
Oh, I love it. Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, Gary Gygax was the original Van Helsing.
That was his pseudonym, Van Helsing?
Yes. The Gygax family have been hunting supernaturals for a long time. Granted, once, Gary was finally slain by the creature he was hunting that night, his son has taken over.
Oh, boy.
And hunting cost a lot of money to do, so Gary decided to go public with his game to make money for his hunting.
It's just that much easier to just transition them into real hunters that way.
Yes, I mean, you've already you laid down the groundwork, the thought process, and the team building. Yeah, so from there, it's just a simple transition.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
But also, just in terms of Magic Fuzzy-All, there's the Tremere. That their story is that they were wizards back in the Middle Ages, and they, became vampires to have immortality.
Yeah, you did mention that the Tremere, what's their name, was there?
Hmm?
With the kids?
Oh,
Prime,
Yeah,
the
the Primogen.
Primogen.
Primogen of Tremere was.
What happens if a Primogen dies?
No, another member of their clan takes their place.
Okay, so really it's okay. All right.
There's
I
a
was worried
process.
something
Think
worse
of them
would
like the
happen.
Senate.
Yeah, I was worried that it would be something way worse than that.
No. Or, the president's cabinet.
I remember asking you and you telling us about what are the oldest ones called?
The elders.
Yeah.
Oh, the antediluvians.
Yeah, them's. Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's really bad, right? If they, decide to show up and say, "Hey, what's going on?"
Well, I did hear about what happened over in Eastern Europe when the Ravnos antediluvian woke up. It was really bad. I don't think there are any Ravnos left because of it.
With all right, I'm gonna say all of our parents, like say our great grandparents, the antediluvians of our clans. What would happen if they decided to show up and just be like, "Hey, we're awake now"? Like Nas, Brahu, or Bruja, and.
Well, actually, yours was murdered long ago.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Well, actually,
Maybe
technically it's happened.
it's happening.
Yeah. A lot of the elders have felt a call. I mean, a lot of the elders aren't around anymore. Kristoff is one of the few.
Is that
Oh,
something
I
you
see.
should mention more of? You're saying Kristoff is one of the few. Is that something you should mention more of?
Well, I don't really know any more than that. I mean, he's
Cool.
obviously powerful.
Is he an antediluvian or just kind of like
gosh,
that
no,
old
no.
Tremere guy?
Like the old Tremere guy, probably, yes.
Okay. You had me worried because me and him are, kind of the same air quotes blood.
Yeah. No. He's but I mean he's old, so he's old and experienced. I don't know what his blood generation is, but
No, but you do know how he can handle himself.
yes, but he
From
can
what
definitely
I've
handle himself.
Yeah, from what I've talked to him, I would guess 1800s. Hopefully not more, if that makes sense.
I have
Hopefully.
a feeling it's a lot more.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not saying ancient Rome, but
If I had a choice, since I'm of his same clan, I would have rather had him.
Yeah.
I don't mind being more powerful. I'm just saying.
Well, I kind of have a feeling he was wanting to save you and TJ.
I just point in his general direction when you're thinking of the name.
Yeah, I have a feeling he was really wanting y'all to be embraced by his.
Do you think Jordan is in that same situation, or just he's convenient to at this point?
I think he's convenient. I mean, Kristoff's mine, but Kristoff hasn't lost anyone.
You're guessing at this point, and when I would ask this, we are 13th-ish generation, right?
Yeah.
Roundabouts. If you were to take a guess at Kristoff, what would you think? And I know it's hard to say because from what I've learned, my sire.
You guys do notice that Angel's starting to cram something in his ear as you guys are talking.
1900s, 1950s ish.
Yeah.
So that's plenty old. So.
Well, I mean, I would say he's probably 9th generation, maybe 8th.
As much as I want to say that helps, it really doesn't. But it at least puts it in perspective.
Yeah, I mean.
Because that's anywhere between, in my opinion, 1,000 to, 400 years old.
Do you think it's rude to ask a vampire his age?
I really don't think it's any of my business. I asked
happy.
him and he said it's not important. So cool, all right. 10 out of 10. Not a
Oh,
problem.
how old are you? It's
Yeah.
not important. Okay,
Like,
gotcha.
all right then. You're paying me money to do shit. That's all that matters.
It's not important. It tells me what I need to know. It means don't continue to stick your nose in my business.
Yep. It's like, how old are you? No. All right. Like, that's what's important. You said no.
Yeah.
Don't poke the bear.
No.
But yeah, no, that was my biggest question: is if we ran into any inquisitors of sorts. If I really don't believe talking our way out of it would be a possible idea, but if at least stalling is a possibility.
Yeah.
Because even if I'm gonna die, plain and simple, I would at least like to know.
And you guys do notice that Angel has passed out.
You got a steak by chance? I left mine at home.
No, there are a couple in here.
He looks over and no, it's fine.
Well, actually, I was going to see if you wanted to watch over them while I ran out to get some Capri Suns.
Yeah, if you want to go do some, I don't think I'm going to be any use on doing that, but I can
No.
stay here while you
Yeah.
run off and do that.
I can stay here and watch the unconscious version of Angel while you're gone. Sure, no problem.
Exactly. Unconscious Zeke, unconscious Angel, you might come back and Angel might be staked, it's fine.
Well, putting it into torpor is not necessarily that idea.
You say that, and I'm really struggling with myself. I'm really feeling that I shouldn't because I've worked with him for so long, but he's
Let me
caused
just
so
say-
much
let me
trouble in the last
Say
few
this
days.
again. It would be okay if you wanted to put things.
I'm gonna ask you this question,
Yeah.
and this is gonna count for the 1 out of 2 votes. I am on the edge of saying yes. Should
Yeah,
I stake Angel tonight?
It wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, he's kind of a danger to himself.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
I'm gonna stake Angel.
Okay.
While
and,
he's passed out, I'm staking Angel.
and I'm leaving.
And this is
when you get
nothing
to
against
where-
Angel. He's just, in his opinion, he has been such a hazard this entire time, going crazy and balls to the wall. He
Yeah.
doesn't hate him or anything like that. He just feels that he is too eager to get into trouble.
Yeah.
So-
we need to get him out of Savannah.
So you decide to stake him to leave him unconscious for a little while.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I am going to go out and get Capri Suns. And just so you know, I'm actually going further out than normal. I'm going to be taking 17 out to, I don't even know what neighborhood this is anymore.
Oh no.
Let me attempt something.
No, you're fine. Doesn't count as a failure unless you failed.
Okay, 2 more successes on that.
So,
Two more. Since he's passed out, I would have, moved the vest if he had one.
This is
you
in one
are
of the suburbs.
currently in torpor, Angel. You're already passing out, and now you're completely unconscious. Which is fine. You're still healing.
I'm sorry. So fucking sorry.
You have no idea why you're unconscious, but you are unconscious currently.
You're unconscious until we can get you out of town.
Of course, you're unconscious, and nobody's actually can tell you that.
Yeah. But I'm going over to a dialysis center in one of the suburbs. It's about 15 miles. Not 15. It's about 10 miles outside of the historic district.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get as far away as possible. And it's a wonderful place. It actually has woodland all around it, so I can park in the CVS parking lot and then go over there.
All right.
Or actually, I can park at the Savannah car wash because they probably have less cameras, and go over there. And I'm going to get about 10 blood bags. And
All right, give me your larceny to get in.
Yep. Seven.
It's almost as if they should never even bother to even try to lock this door.
Yes.
It's only 7. It's only 7.
Exactly. It's only 7.
And it would have been terrible if I would have actually failed that because I am hungry to a degree.
Well, I mean, you talked about your character being having a very strong specialty. It's like, stealth, athletics, and larceny are.
Yeah, you're the thief of the group. He's the
I
fighter.
am the thief of the group.
And Marcus is the bard. We understand.
Yeah, stealth is only a 4. Larceny's a 5. It's not the best, but when it comes to staking a motherfucker, I'm your guy.
Oh yeah.
What do
When
you
it
think?
comes to murdering or beating someone to death, I'm your guy.
Hmm?
If they're
Bring
not
them
innocent,
dry
if
in an
they're not,
instant.
I'm your guy. Exactly. I can, knock him out. And you can take a sip. Yeah, I'm your guy. I feel bad the second that the stake is in his heart.
But he looks
And
so
you are
peaceful.
gone.
So they're sleeping. Go ahead. I didn't mean to stop you.
No, that's basically it. It's like he feels bad. The second he stakes him and it's there, he feels bad. And the thing is he's worked with him for so long. Since he's been in town and been a DJ, he's been the bouncer. He's been working with him, and for this last almost a month, it's kind of like he's gotten crazier and crazier. It's like you're going to sleep, and you're going to stay asleep for a few days while things calm down. You don't get a choice anymore. You are going night-night. Here's your bedtime story. Stab.
How much after I get the blood bags? How much time do we have?
Let's see. It's been a pretty long night. He said he texted you back at 12:30, so
It was probably.
I want to say
the
probably about
conversation.
3 something in the morning right about now.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking 2, 3 in the morning after our conversation, getting home and everything.
Then I'm going to do one last thing tonight before I get back there. I am going to once again going over to Bonaventure. One, yes, to see if Elijah left me a note, but also it might be one place that Elijah might go if he's still alive.
Okay.
So I'm going to go over there and just do a quick check in that area.
All right. So
And using one of my secret passages back into the crypt, I'll see if there's anything in there.
all right, you get there, and you notice there's nobody watching the place.
I didn't expect there to be.
Well, there was last night.
Yes, but that was before last night.
Yeah. You still see the picture you put in there from the night before,
Okay.
as if something kept him from coming and collecting that.
Okay.
Um,
And,
of course, no other note.
okay. I'm going to go over to crypt. And
Oh, you're gonna grace us with your presence, are you?
well, I'm actually about to leave town.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
No idea yet.
Just gonna up and run, huh?
Well, it's not up and run. It's more about staying more out of sight.
Your generation, always running from their problems.
Well, when the FBI is after you.
Don't know what the FBI is.
Okay, when the police.
Oh, the coppers come after you? Well, you don't
Yeah.
do anything to make the coppers come after you.
Well, wasn't me.
Then what are you worried about?
Collateral damage.
Obviously, he has no idea what the law enforcement's like these days.
Yeah.
He's still talking about, what was it,
Well,
early
yeah,
London?
not earlier.
Earlier London, I think.
Earlier. Yeah. We're talking 1700s here.
Yeah, this way he's referring to the police officers as coppers, which is what they called the law enforcement in that time period, based on the fact they all wore, I guess, copper badges.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
think so,
real
yeah.
keen on the history. I just know some of it. Well,
Well, don't worry, I'll be back at some point.
why do I worry? I'm not going anywhere.
No, I know you're not.
I'd say take me with you, but you already told me you cleaned out the bones that was in here.
Well, I mean, this pyramid is, what binds you here.
Oh, and your friend hasn't returned. You know, the spooky one that likes to hide like you do.
Yeah.
I told you he's a bad influence, right?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, whatever.
Well, anyway,
Continue to be a disappointment to me. Bye.
yes, and I'll talk to you when I get back into town.
Yeah, I'll see you next 100 years,
Century.
whatever.
And I am going to check in any place I know that Elijah might have gone to.
Alright.
And just to basically confirm for myself that, he's at least not at any point where I would know about. So, possibly dead at that point. Most likely dead. But since he was MIA,
Give me a percentage. We'll give him a percentage chance here.
Okay. Let's see. 55.
Okay. Give me a investigation, intelligence, or whatever you can.
Let's do wits. Two. I still have willpower though. Actually, since that's another 10.
Yes, 4, 5, 6.
5, 6. Yeah.
Okay. So you know where Elijah tends to go, during the day. And, you pretty much have a decent idea where he'll try to hide out if he has an issue. You've checked all those places before you get back towards the storage facility, and you find no sign of him. You don't even find any signs of other Nosferatu hidden in any of those locations either.
Okay. Not sure how he feels about this yet. I mean, he's kind of processing this. That denial fades.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of clever. He probably figured out some way of getting out. Probably wouldn't want to go to his normal hideout. But it's getting close to sunrise. So, back to the storage.
Okay, you get back to the storage facility, and Angel's laying there on the ground with a stake in his chest. Zeke is unconscious. Igor's gone.
Igor's gone?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought I asked Igor to stay. Grumble, and get in there with them and lock it up.
Okay.
From the inside.
So Igor leaves and heads back towards wherever he's heading. Why don't you tell us?
Yep, simple enough. Back to his boat. He feels a little bad after talking to Jude and him telling him to stay, but he is so paranoid at this point with everything going on We picked him up out of the sewers, washed him off, got him soap and water. You know, all this, you know, little bits of money spent to clean someone off. Too much, he's gone. It's like you went out to do your thing. He stayed for a little bit. He like his knee started shaking, and he's like, you know, everyone's fine. Everyone's here. Everyone's fine. Gotta go. He's still got the same number.
Yep.
He's just not there.
Okay. Then he will get a text. Just okay? Question mark.
And you get a text back saying something completely random like, fireworks? Question mark. You know, it's, you know, coming up. June's the next month. 4th of July. Who knows why he said that. Doesn't make sense.
He's a little freaked out. Is all that Jude takes from it. Okay. Freaked out. Okay. Then you get one last text. It just says next number, and I then destroyed this phone.
Oh man, phones are going left and right here.
Oh,
Yes, they are.
well, what do you expect
I'll have
right
to
now?
steal some
Shit
more.
hit the fan like, you know, nobody's business in the last, you know, 24 hours.
I am going to wait Zeke and make sure he drinks 2 of these bags.
No problem. He wakes up enough to drink them. Mumbles something about thanks, and then passes back out.
Okay.
My next character will be a cell phone vendor kiosk.
I mean, you're not dead. You're just
Bad.
you gone night-night for a while.
Yeah. It'll help your body to regenerate.
Yeah, you went night-night. Plain and simple.
Yeah, you're just in torpor, night time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, you know, once I've, you know, double padlocked this thing from the inside, sleep.
All right, you guys all calling it a night or a day or whatever.
Yep.
Yes.
All right, we still. So what we'll go ahead and do now is you guys can, well, 2 of you can roll me a rouse check for the next morning.
Okay.
Or next evening, my bad.
Yeah.
Jen's a little hungry. Igor, on the other hand, wakes up just fine. And
But at
that's
the same time, I can just grab one of them and not have to worry about it.
all right. So
Steak's not stuck in there any particular way. It's literally just a piece of wood, steak, and his chest. That's it.
Let's see.
You get another weird text as you wake up. It's something random again. It
Okay.
doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's just random message, except to your new number.
Okay. So, still assuming you're freaking out about everything that's happening.
Yeah. Paranoia is very much kicked in. He is freaking out. Like he was holding it together last night, and now it's just kind of crumbling.
Yep.
Aww.
So that means Igor is going over to Jude is going over to Igor's boat.
How early in the night?
Probably about an hour. Well, to get over there, probably about an hour after dark. And knowing how paranoid he is, I'm not parking at the marina.
Oh, okay. The boat is still there. He is not out of the boat, but the boat is still there. There is a new home for the boat, though, that he has found.
Okay, just knocking on the door.
You probably see the lightest movement of a single curtain from probably like the other floor of the boat, looking down at you. And then you probably hear some shuffling and some movement and some door just creaking open a little bit.
Okay. I know you're freaking out.
Just a little.
Let's go find from Kristoff. If he's still here, where he's going. If she's not here, we have strengths for the guy.
I'll meet you there in an hour.
Okay, you don't have a car.
I'll get a taxi or an Uber.
Okay. If you trust those.
Not one bit. But I've got a special burner just for it.
Okay.
But I don't trust it either. I've gone through 3 of them so far.
I've gone through a couple.
I've used 3 of them so far.
Understood. Okay. See you later.
He
Okay.
simply nods, and then he moves his boat to a different marina. Like, the second the door closes, you, probably about 30 seconds later, you hear it start up, and yeah, he moves from that marina to a different one. He's going now down to Delagola Creek Marina. Completely different place. He was here for 2 nights, I think.
Yeah.
And now he's gone.
Few more.
Everything was fine, and now it's not. Shit's hitting the fan. He doesn't like it.
Mm-mm.
He's holding it together for now. For now. But yes, he will. Before you leave, Angel, TJ, JT, him, the one with the face, the one with the, and he doesn't say anything, but he just makes a stabbing gesture towards his chest.
Still there.
Yes, no, Betty by time, night, day, who, what, he's shaking his leg the entire time he's talking to you at this point.
He's asleep. I have not put him out in the sun.
Dang. Alright. Should we wake him up? Let him sleep? What's
He's gonna sleep for now. I want to let him sleep until we get to a different town.
Where to? Coast, not coast? This is my home. I might need to get rid of it.
We're going to talk to Kristoff first.
There are some good ports up in Buffalo. Yeah, I have some past up in the north, but up in Buffalo there are some good ports. Plus all the Great Lakes. There's some good
I know
places
you
in the
don't
Great
need
Lakes.
to, but breathe.
He just kind of, slaps his lips together a little bit, thinking, not really listening too much, and stops, looks at you. Hour and a half. Most.
Okay. Good. See you there.
Closes the door. 30 seconds later-ish. Starts up. Starts me leaving.
And then I'm going to go to 51, park a couple blocks away, and then circuitous route over there, and then go in through the front.
Yeah, the next marina isn't terribly far away. And after that, he gets a car, goes away, and is at 51.
Okay.
Sorry, TJ, JT.
Yeah, I have your note.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to.
Yeah. And the entire time he was talking to you was a extremely hushed whisper. It wasn't out loud. It was very quiet. He was obviously on the edge of closing the door right then and right there.
Gotcha. Okay. So that's 3.
All right. As you're getting off the boat, walking back to your Jeep, and you see the boat start to move away,
I am running back to that. Well, actually, I am going to text very quickly. Get off the boat now.
You hear your phone text going off, but it's not near you.
Is it where I had left it?
Depends upon where you left it.
Normally it would have been where he would have been sleeping.
All right, so yes,
But
we'll
when
say
he talked to,
we'll say that's where you hear it, and we're near where you were sleeping at.
all right, yeah, he would have, full throttle, because it's a fairly straight road. It's not a super fast boat. Check the phone. Get off the
Well,
boat.
as you go to check the phone, sitting in the chair next to the phone is a red-haired woman in black leathers, with a sword draped across her lap.
How you doing?
Good evening. We've not had the
Hi.
pleasure of meeting yet. You are.
He extends his hand to shake her hand.
She does not return the favor. She actually stands up, and the sword's in the ready position.
He just sighs quietly.
Actually, it's not ready. She's kind of got it in reverse grip up behind her arm, but looks like she's possibly in a fighter stance. You're a fighter. You recognize that thing.
Yep. Nothing specific happens except there's a little bit of a flush. I'm assuming you have some knowledge. The name is Domenico.
Domenico.
Pleasure to meet you.
I think I've heard that name. Well, before we get past all these pleasantries, why don't you inform me of your affiliation?
Who all do you want to know of?
No, I want to
Here,
know who
obviously.
your affiliation is with. I have been following one of your friends since he left the KFC a few nights ago, or last night.
He just silently nods and sighs. Well, why don't you follow me real quick so we don't crash, and I will talk to you the entire time.
Lead the way.
He leads the way backwards, watching her.
And she walks with a cat's grace. Or a sword fighter's grace, however you want to look at it.
I recognize that, and I just nod. My affiliation is with a top down or bottom up.
Why? That sounds very vague. How about you tell me
Yes.
top down?
One is a Mr. Kristoff that I work for.
So you say you're affiliated with Christoph.
Yes, I work with a Kristoff down at the Club 51. I'm checking to see if I have a last name.
is
I
Chris-
don't think I ever got a last name. I think I've just got Mr. Kristoff.
Probably.
Yeah, so I just Mr. Kristoff at the club. Besides that is a strange fellow by the name of Judd something, and another.
Yes,
one
that would be
goes
the
by
Camarillo fellow I've been following, which is very odd.
and pulls it into more of a yes, I do know his name, Christoph von Weber. I recognize that now. So that would have been the name I would have given her.
So that's what he goes by now.
And then, put it into stop so there's no crash, park, reverse, whatever it takes, There is a Judd fellow, very innocent, very inconspicuous, non-harmful fellow, and another staked fellow by the name of...
She
and
raises
he sits there
she
and
raises her
thinks.
eyebrows somewhat at the word staked fellow.
And he ignores that completely and thinks for a second and goes, I do not know exactly what he goes by now. Last of my knowledge, it was JT, before it was Devin, then it was Edward, then it was Angel, and now it's JT. There might have been one in between, ready to just, at a moment's notice, explode out the side of this, but he's watching her very intensely.
Yeah,
while
she looks like
talking.
she's standing on the balls of her feet. She's not flat-footed. She seems to be ready for either a frontal assault.
He, And I mean, he's not good at lying. Subterfuge maybe, but
But
lying.
one
not the
question
greatest.
then is Christoph, you said, is he your sire?
Mr. Von Weber, he is not. But he is, if you wanted to call it, he is my employer, and I would like to think of him as my adoptive sire, if you want to use that term, because he has taken very well care of me since that point in time. My sire died upon the night of the whole happening. I'm not saying alone. I'm not making a specific date. I'm just saying when
So
it happened.
the incident that started pretty much the downward spiral here.
Downward spiral. I do not know what that is you are considering, but ever since I have been in this life, my sire has not been existent. They have been extinguished, dead, not here, very much non-existent, and he, being among the few that I know, has taken me within his arms, so to say.
She seems to stand there, and ponder this for a moment. You can see the eyes watching you, but they're shifting a little bit, as if you can see that she's trying to calculate things in her mind.
Slight shifts of not to make this thing crash behind his back on the throttles.
Well, you did say you
nothing
stopped it.
else.
Yeah, you did say you
Yeah,
stopped
it was to stop it, but in case it kept drifting, it was a slight shift to stop it from crashing. But nothing major, just the slightest of shifts. Just obvious enough that not to crash.
So, with a flourish, she brings her hand up, and the sword flips around in her hands and lands, blade towards your neck on your shoulder, but not that far away from your neck.
Preferably not. That's all he says to her is preferably not.
So, I will take it upon myself to verify the information in which you have given me. If I do not find proper verification, I will return, and I will remove your head. But if you are speaking the truth, and you are affiliated with Christoph, out of respect for him and my own safety, I will spare you and your friends this time. But I do give you a fair warning. If you're still here when Christoph leaves, that gesture is forfeit. And just as quickly as she put it on your shoulder, it quickly disappears into its sheath.
I am heading there once I move this. And I believe within the hour and a half, I should be at the previous place that I have normally gone.
I care not. I'll find you. And with that,
Alright.
she drops something out of her hand, and the entire bridge fills with smoke. By the time it dissipates, she is no longer there.
Neat. This sucks. I'm gonna have to find a new boat.
So,
Completely
just in
new
case you were
home.
curious, Judd,
Everything needs
that
to
wits
be
and awareness
gone.
roll that you failed to make earlier was
Oh,
to...
I had a feeling.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, no, I had a feeling, but as badly as I failed that roll, there was just no coming back from.
So that is where we leave off with Igor. And now Judd made a phone call. You notice the boat stop partway down the river and just kind of is adrift.
Yes, I can't drive out there, but I will pull binoculars out of my back seat or out of the back area
Mm-hmm.
and see if I can see Igor at the helm.
All the blinds are
Yep.
closed except for the very front.
So you go to look, and the only thing you're able to notice is smoke pouring out of the seams of the door.
Probably shortly after the smoke starts falling out of the seams, it picks up and continues down the river.
I will then send one more message. Still okay? Question mark.
I liked this boat. Send. That's all you get is I liked this boat. That literally, that's it. You get that. It's not like it's going super far. You could probably follow it to where it's now going, but besides that,
except for I couldn't follow you in a car from where you were.
Binoculars. It's not going super far.
From where you were at,
not a lot of trees.
I was gonna say, from where you're at, will he see you pull the boat to some place with binoculars?
Yeah.
Well,
definitely down the river a ways until it stops.
Mm-hmm.
And then beyond that, it goes down and around a corner. But yeah.
I'm just going to text back and say, see you soon.
I like this boat. If there could be any hint of furious, pissed off anger in a text message that said, I liked this boat, you would get that in that text message. But I don't know if there's any way to convey that in a text message.
No, I think the tone came across in the text message.
Because you got that like 2 or 3 times that I liked this boat.
So yeah, I make a circuitous route to a parking garage and then over to the 51.
And go ahead.
Yeah, he would make his way to 51 once he gets to the new marina, gets everything set up, and is set there.
Okay.
Because it's not super far away. It's a distance, but it's not super far away.
So when you get there, the van is gone.
Shit.
The door, of course, you guys come inside. There is a bouncer at the top of the stairs, up the back steps as you come in. Christoph is leaning against the wall with the bookshelf off to the side of the glass window. He has both hands on the hilt of that bastard sword he was holding the night before. And in a chair across the room from him is a redhead with her legs crossed, sword on the lap, and drinking from a wine glass.
As Dom walks in, he looks at Christoph. Nice cane. Fuck.
And that's where we'll leave it this evening.
And I was going to say, when Jude walks in, it would be pretty much the same thing of, well, I'll sit down.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see what happens next, come join us next Sunday for some more Kindred of Savannah, which may change to Kindred of Somewhere Else because our players, definitely at least one of them, has worn out everybody's welcome in the city of Savannah, so they're going to move on to somewhere else.
I mean, we could take him somewhere else and then unstake him and just be like, this is our home, behave.
So check back with us next Sunday to find out exactly what course of actions our players may be taking, or what course of action Christoph decides he's going to take if the players decide to join him on his adventure to a new location, or if they're going to, I don't know, hop on Igor's boat and sail the 7 seas. Stay tuned, we'll find out for certain. But
boat's for sale. Boat's for sale. It's been compromised.
So, anybody out there in the tabletop RPG world interested in buying a slightly used old riverboat that has been compromised by the Justicar's agents, just give old Igor here a call, and I'm sure he can give you a great price for it.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Here you go, under the table, not a problem.
So if you can't wait for Sunday for some tabletop action, come join us Wednesday for organized play. And again, on Friday, we have Consequences of Chaos, which is a 5th edition D&D game. And, of course, peppered throughout the week, if you just want to, jump in and lurk a little bit and see what's going on, I'll be playing some various games. Right now I've jumped back into Saints Row for a little bit to do some of the main story missions. God of War is finished. Did find something after the initial credits that I may have to go back and play online to show everyone. And then of course I've got other games like Batman, and I think Midnight Sun has come out, and I might need to go pick that up as well. So just stay tuned. I'll have something going. If not, you have our 3 nights a week that you can come join us, throw in the chat, give an idea. And you know what? The option was put out there in chat a little bit ago by, where am I at? I'm on the wrong page. There we go.
Tall Tale Tavern.
Yep, Tall Tale Tavern, which is of course Marcus here. If you have an idea or suggestion, if you're one of our viewers, of where we should take this courtier and try to rebuild whatever empire that was there, and see if we can have more of a level living on in a new location. You know, a lot less drama, action, you know, that kind of thing. Put it in chat or send us a direct message, and I should get a notification for that. And we will take those in consideration. But be sure you do it this week if you want it to be noticed, because I will, by Sunday, have an idea of where our group, or where Christoph is actually going. And it may not even be in the States. It may be in another country. So we will see. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Remember, we are in this adventure called Life Together, so please keep that golden rule in mind. Treat those around you the way you would like to be treated yourself. And with that, have a good week.
Take care.